Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you all for turning up. Here, let me get this up here so y'all can see your comments. So,
how's it going, everyone? Nice to see you all.
So
yes, we're back for another live show, an exciting one, one that is it a trigger warning for us heading today? Hey, how's it going, Productions?
No, I think because we're gonna show both sides of the argument. So I think this is the best way you have to be. You have to give one side, give the other side, and somewhere in between is the truth. And that's what we all want, is the truth. So exactly. we can look at this, because my personal opinion, and I was saying this to you, Nick, just before the show, is I started out first as a believer that we did go to the moon. Then I started listening to a lot of other people that spoke a different rhetoric, that we didn't go, and explained why we didn't go. And I started to lean over to that side of things. But then while doing the channel and meeting other people, I want to give a shout out to certain people, but I can't remember their names, but they run channels and they're very good in their fields, and talking astronomy and all sorts. They kind of explained certain things to me, and what they were saying made sense. So then I went back to, we did go to the moon, but I'm not discounting Kubrick, because I do have an interesting, well, not an interesting take on it, but I kind of lean with something that was said to me, and I kind of do believe it. I do believe Kubrick was involved in something, but it's not what we think.
I hear you, man. I hear you. It's a bit like, hey, Sophia, nice to see you. Welcome on in. Nice to see you. Hey, Corpus Cats. It's a bit like the things, the crisscrosses. Hey, once you Saxon, how's it going? You got some banging weed. I don't blame you, brother. I got some as well. Some lovely startup. Amazing. Yeah, it's a bit like the trails in the sky. I'm not going to say the word, but as I started to research into the other aspect, the mainstream aspect, and I started to apply what they were saying to what I'm seeing in the sky, I'm going, well, actually, they kind of make some sort of sense, and it sort of swindles your opinion. But I'm still open-minded about the moon landings, obviously. So for the people, obviously, we're not going to get triggered, of course not. But Hidden believes we went to the moon, and I believe I didn't. Now, look at the two demographics here. Which is the one who's going to end up screaming? It's going to be the conspiracy people, isn't it? I keep seeing it. Have you seen that video of the guy? He's at the computer and he's going absolutely ape at his son because he thinks that we went to the moon. And it was all these swearing and rhetorics. And it's just like, I think in one aspect, hidden, it's if you start as soon as you start swearing, you've lost the argument.
Indeed, indeed.
I think so.
I always agree.
Yeah.
I always agree because when I'm having a discussion with somebody and they start swearing, I kind of tune out.
Yeah,
If
sure.
you get what I mean, it's like there's always two things when you're having a civilized debate. If swearing is in your modern language, which it's not in mine, but if it is swearing in your modern language, then that's a different way. But they always say there's always two things when you're having a debate and they bring up either foul language, you kind of switch off, or you just stop the debate when they start talking about World War II. When they call up a certain group of people, you just say, you know what? God bless you. Because that tends to kill an argument. But it's not really an argument, it's a discussion. And I do believe that we need to show both sides of the coins. The reason, and so we've got a video from the Great Wi-Fi. I always get tripped up trying Y-Files. And I think he's presented a well-rounded presentation on this.
For sure. Yeah. I'm just going to put a message in chat to hello to everyone. Obviously got a lot of numbers tonight. So yeah, nice to see everyone in chat, our regulars. So yeah, appreciate you being on here. So do you want to have a go with that, Hidden?
I just took it down.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Nice to see you, man.
Years, man.
As it can be. Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, we'll go back and forth today because I've been a bit lazy today. I can't have in terms of research. And Hedden was like, don't worry, we'll play the Y-Files and we'll pause to certain aspects to this conspiracy. And obviously with the Y-Files, this video, you're going to look at both aspects, the conspiracy and obviously the mainstream side of things.
Well, why do you call it the mainstream? It's one is a conspiracy and one is, well, the facts.
In quotation marks, facts.
there's no quotation marks. I mean, once you understand the facts of things, then you understand things. But let's see what the Wi-Fi has to say, because I did watch some of it, and the ending of his ending was very interesting. What he said.
I have my hand up. Can I ask a question, teacher? We must play something funny happened on the way to the moon. That documentary.
Why must we?
I think that the Y-Files brings. I think that the Y-Files brings up because
why must we play that? Because that's a bias. That's a biased stance. It's a guy who doesn't believe we went to the moon. He got punched in the face because of his belief. It's a very biased thing. I don't.
No. It's not that. I want to show the footage of them in orbit and saying that they're near the moon.
Okay.
You got to, because that's my sort of.
Why don't you? Let's see what the Wi-Fi covers.
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
Really and truly, Alien Addicts. Okay. If you want to see that documentary and see the guy who did it, it's on Alien Addicts.
You can indeed. Yeah. So so sit back, relax, pour yourself an adult beverage, and today I am drinking J2O. Sad and pathetic, man. I am. People, literally, teenagers think this is alcoholic. I mean, this is how stupid they are. I'm not joking. But yeah, come 420, be awesome. Looks like I'm jacking off there, not. So yeah, I've got it up hidden, so you're more than welcome to.
I like that. The facts are never in the mouths of the storytellers. I like that. That's a good quote, man. I'm going to try and remember that, Slim. Can I use that somewhere? I'm going to use that. I'm going to let it stay up there, because then I'll remember. I'll go back tomorrow and I can write down what you said, because that's really good. I'm nicking that. Thank you, Slim, for your pearl of wisdom. I really like that. I'm not taking the Mickey. I really like that. That's a great saying. Facts are never in the mouths of the storyteller.
Absolutely. And as me believing that we didn't go to the moon, I have absolutely no facts to bring it up whatsoever. So I'm the odd one out on this one. So oh, what's
So,
this? One True's accent is drinking Nelson Mandela's tonight. What's that?
ooh.
Is that a cocktail? I do love cocktails. Nelson Mandela.
Never heard of it. I never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
Could Google it.
Do you know what? I have the power of the internet right here. Nelson Mandela. Is it cocktail?
Thank you, Slim.
One True Saxon. It was that weed.
No, he said I'm drinking. I'm drinking Nelson Mandela's. He said I'm drinking Nelson Mandela's ashes.
Oh man. Oh dear. Right. Okay, we're all ready to go. We're all good.
Yeah. So guys, you can hear the cart wheeling in for your video. So just I hope you enjoy. I mean, I enjoyed. I didn't watch it all. I just watched some. So hope you enjoyed. And there'll be no space rockets tonight, Bob Lazar, please.
It's always time for space rockets. Do you want to put the banner up? Do you want to put the banner up?
I'm just doing that now, sir.
There we go. Right. Okay. Let's do it. We never meant to. Oh, well, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Let's get to that. Where is it to? There we go.
Stanley Kubrick is considered one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Of his 13 movies, a few are considered classics.
Is it too loud?
No, that's fine.
Cool. But in 1968, Kubrick released 2001: A Space Odyssey. And this is more than a classic, it's a masterpiece, and widely regarded as one of the best science fiction films of all time, and probably the most influential. This collaboration with science fiction author Arthur C. Clarke tells the story of an alien intelligence that visited Earth in the distant past and left behind artifacts in the solar system. The movie features groundbreaking special effects which still hold up today. In fact, the effects looked so good that the movie gave the American government an idea. Billions of tax dollars were invested in the space program, but the Soviets were still years ahead of the United States. NASA desperately needed to get to the moon before Russia, but they knew it was impossible. So they turned to one of the world's best filmmakers for help. Because when it came to the moon, if they couldn't make it, they'd fake it.
That's right. Fake it until you make it. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
I'll skip for this bit here.
I told you to stop messing with that thing. It's full.
We're circulating that the whole...
I know. Look, I gotta go.
Real name is
Shred it!
on the moon on July 20th.
Sorry. Right.
From the moment that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot on the moon on July 20th, 1969, rumors were circulating that the whole thing was faked.
That's because it was faked.
Yeah, I know you believe
fish.
that.
I believe it because it's true.
Well, we're going to explore the theory, but
It's
there
not
are...
a theory. The moon landing was fake.
Yeah,
That is me right now. If you would see that goldfish, that is me. And this guy is hidden.
but can you be quiet for 1 minute while I set this up, please?
Fine, fine. Go ahead. Set up your theory.
Thank you.
It was fake.
Science journalist Richard C. Hoagland wrote in his 2007 book Dark Mystery.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry for pausing. This is the last time I paused. I actually have this book. Look, I actually have it. It's quite an interesting book. It has like photographs of like structures and on Mars and moon and all that. Obviously, we never went to the moon. So
that he saw NASA press officers helping distribute flyers to the press saying the landing was faked. Even though the astronauts brought back hundreds of moon rocks and took thousands of photographs of the moon, some people simply didn't believe it. Considering the technology of the time, going to the moon and back sounded like science fiction. At one point, almost 30% of the American public believed the moon landings had been faked, and this started to show up in pop culture. In the 1971 movie Diamonds Are Forever, there's a sequence where Sean Connery as James Bond breaks into a warehouse. And there he finds government agents filming a fake moon landing sequence. He steals a weird-looking moon buggy to escape.
Ugh, that thing is almost as ugly as the Tesla Cybertruck.
A few years later, the movie Capricorn 1, starring James Brolin and O.J. Simpson, was released.
Oh, did OJ find the real killers yet?
Not yet.
Well, I'm sure they're hiding on a golf course out there somewhere.
And Capricorn 1 told the story of a fake mission to Mars.
As millions all over the world watched and listened, the President of the United States spoke to the astronauts across the vastness of space. There's only one small catch. It never happened. It's all a lie.
So because of these and other high-profile references, the idea of a fake moon landing conspiracy really took off in the 1970s.
No, the 70s had the best movies, the best music. You got a nice beaver, You know how to do it. Do-do-dee-doo-doo. Give me that nice beaver, You know how to show it.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that song's gonna be stuck in my head all day now. Oh, you don't remember that one by the Bee Gees? Nice Beaver?
Night fever.
No, Night Fever. That doesn't even make any sense. Well, what does he have, the flu? It's Nice Beaver.
It's not.
Well, if you spent as much time at Club 54 as I did, you know that Nice Beaver makes way more sense.
That may be, but the song is Night Fever.
Agree to disagree.
The conspiracy faded in the 80s, but the internet helped it make a comeback in the late 1990s. By the mid-2000s, the idea that the moon landings had been faked caught on with millennials who weren't alive for the Apollo missions. An extremely popular documentary was the Bart Sibrel film, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon.
Oh, isn't that the guy that got punched out by Buzz Aldrin?
That's the guy.
You really like it? You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself. Away from me. You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Ooh, that old timer can really throw hands, huh?
He sure could. But to be fair, Sibrel had been chasing Buzz around with a camera, badgering him to swear on the Bible that the moon landing was real. Buzz begged the guy to back off, which he didn't. Finally, Sibrel called him a liar and a coward, and he got a knuckle sandwich for his trouble. So the moon landing conspiracy was back and popping up all over American pop culture.
And they just start making stuff up. Yeah. Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows? Neil Armstrong? You mean the first man to walk on the moon? Talk about a fish story. Yeah. Man, and they're buying it. Oh, yeah.
He knows. He knows.
And when Joe Rogan started questioning the moon landing, that exposed the theory to a huge new audience.
Joe who?
Joe Rogan, comic, podcaster.
Between 1969 and 1972, they had seven
How's it going, John? We'll see you.
attempts, 6 of them successful. That was the only time in history that a human being has been more than 400 miles above the Earth's surface.
Never heard of him.
400,000 people worked on the Apollo project. 600 million people watched the moon landing live. If this is a hoax, it's the greatest hoax in history. Bold claims require bold evidence. Is there evidence that the moon landing was faked? Lots of it.
Monday.com's AI
Oh,
clocks are a
no.
total game changer.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
You know that almost-
Do you want to switch over to Brave or
Skip
not?
it. Just skip it, man.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question.
The motivation for faking the moon landings was driven by several factors. The United States was under tremendous pressure to get to the moon before the Soviets. The Soviet Union had already proven they were far ahead of the US in space technology.
The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. And no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind.
The Soviet Union put the first man-made object in orbit with Sputnik 1 in 1957. They put the first animal in space when Laika the dog was launched with Sputnik 2. Laika didn't survive, but in 1960, the Soviets launched 2 dogs and a bunch of mice and rats that did return safely. The first human in space was Yuri Gagarin. Valentina Tereshkova was the first woman in space. The first multi-person crew, the first spacewalk, the first spacecraft to reach the moon, the first pictures of the far side of the moon, and even the first soft landing and transmission from the moon's surface. These were all Russian achievements. Meanwhile, America's attempts to catch up were not going well. rumors started going around that the Russians were going to put nuclear weapons on the moon.
We have vowed that we shall not see space filled with weapons of mass destruction, but with instruments of knowledge.
So there was tremendous public pressure to get there first.
We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
On July 16th, 1969, Apollo 11 launched successfully. Four days later, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot on the moon.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
It's fake.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Well, I'm going to pause it there. How come there's a camera facing this area?
Why don't you wait for explanations?
Oh,
but they already told you there was a remote camera. Did you not know that there was a remote camera?
I was looking at chat, but I'll take your word for it, Mr. Scientist.
It's not about being
Just a few
scientist.
years.
You're a researcher, so in research you come up with facts.
I suppose so, mate. Yeah, but I don't know. We're just told that.
Well, well, yeah.
Yeah, so we rely on trust me, bro.
The United States went from being years behind the Soviets in space exploration to eclipsing all of their achievements. To many people, this was just too good to be true. So skeptics started poring over photographs and film, looking for evidence of a hoax. And the evidence was everywhere. The first clue of a hoax was that the astronauts seemed to be casting shadows in two different directions. But the sun is the only light source on the moon. On Earth, shadows run parallel. On the moon, not only did shadows go in different directions, but sometimes they were at right angles to each other. The only way to explain this is multiple light sources, like you'd get on a movie soundstage. Studio lights would also explain this shot. In a vacuum with only a single light source, the shadows on the moon should be absolutely, completely black. But there's a lot of film and photos where even though the astronauts are in shadow, they're lit extremely well. Now in the movies, the sun would be called a key light, which is your main light. And this light in the shadows would be from what's called a fill light. But there's no fill light on the moon, only a key light, the sun. There seems to be a Hollywood lighting technique happening here. Now, you're not going to find any direct evidence of studio lights in any pictures from the moon. NASA's too smart for that. But even in big budget movies, you can sometimes see the cameras and lights in reflections.
It was a joke.
Now look at this. In the reflection on the helmet, it looks like a neat row of movie lights. And look at the reflection on this photo.
What the heck is that?
That looks a lot like a studio light with the barn doors open.
Okay, I would agree that is pareidolia. All right.
Now here's a photo that shows what looks like a movie prop. This rock is labeled with the letter C, but the crew forgot to remove the label when they started shooting. How about this picture of the landing module? Do those hills look like they're miles away? Or do they look?
Look at how crystal clear this photograph is. It's really good for 1960s, you know?
Like this was shot on a soundstage. And speaking of those hills, this photo was supposedly taken a few miles away from the landing module. Then how come the backgrounds are identical?
Because they use the same backdrop.
Now let's talk about stars. On Earth, even with our thick atmosphere, the sky looks like this. But on the moon, with no air, the sky is just black? Shouldn't the sky be full of stars?
Because it was on a soundstage, that's why.
NASA really thought this one through. If you're gonna
I'm trying to wind you up, Hidden, but I'm getting myself wound up.
hoax something in space, the stars are a big problem. This is because by using a star map, you can not only get the precise location a photo was taken, you can even get the precise day and time. So they had to get rid of the stars.
When you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see.
I don't remember seeing any.
Small problem. They use stars to help them navigate to the moon.
Exactly.
The astronaut navigator finds a known star in the wide-angle telescope. Using a fingertip control, he changes the attitude of the spacecraft to bring the star into line. Once he has the star in position in the telescope, he moves the optical sextant. He lines the sextant up with the star and makes a reading.
So are there stars or not? Which is it? There's a lot of evidence stacking up that doesn't look good for NASA or the moon landing. And we're just warming up.
Just warming up, hidden. We never went to the moon.
NASA and the government faked the moon landing was basically, it was technically impossible to do it. And they simply had to come up with some sort of alternative that they felt the public would believe.
I believe, had they wanted to, that NASA could indeed have pulled off the greatest hoax of all time, never sent anyone to the moon, and recreated it in a television studio.
Can you realize that that you and I, that all of us, have actually begun the exploration of another world?
The United States Geological Survey decided to build a model of one part of the lunar surface in an area accessible to present research centers.
4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
Reflections of studio lights, accidental movie props, repeating backdrops. There's a lot of evidence suggesting that the moon landing wasn't filmed on the moon, but on a soundstage. The lunar module engine puts out 3,000 pounds of thrust, and the lunar surface is covered with dust that was described as fine powder. If that's true, why did the engine leave no mark on the surface? And shouldn't there be dust everywhere? Even the foot pads are clean and shiny. So either the landing module was sitting there, or it was gently lowered down by a crane. And you'd have to lower the thing gently. Look at it. It looks like tinfoil and curtain rods held together by duct tape. More evidence that a crane was used is when the astronauts separate from the module and return to orbit for pickup. Look at this. The module separates and the astronauts gently lift back to orbit. And look how slowly it moves. Where's the rocket plume from the engine? What's allowing this to fly all the way to orbit? If you watch the footage closely, it looks like the object is wobbling a little on cables or wires. By the way, who shot this footage? There was no camera remote control, but somehow the scene is framed perfectly. They're zooming in and out. The camera tracks the object up into the sky, but conveniently loses the object when it gets too high. But the camera does pan around the surface. Who's working the camera? Now, speaking of cables and wires, look at this footage. Does this look natural? Or does it look like he's being lifted by wires?
Apollo 11, how do you read? Apollo 11, this is Houston. Go ahead. LEM looks to be in pretty fine shape. About all we can see from here. Okay, and reference to your question on this step 13 on the decal, I understand that you have used up the contents of the repressed O2 package, and at that time, instead of being...
Then there's this footage of Neil and Buzz putting up the American flag. But if they were both on the moon's surface, who's shooting the footage? And how is the flag waving if there's no atmosphere on the moon? Now, sure, we've been told that there was an aluminum tube holding up the flag, but it seems to be moving around a lot. Now, here's a picture of what an Apollo astronaut spacesuit looked like. But look at the soles of the shoes. They don't look anything like the footprints the astronauts supposedly made in the lunar dust. And what about the heat? The surface temperature on the moon during the day is over 250 degrees Fahrenheit. That's as hot as an oven. The film inside their cameras should have melted. But there are thousands of pictures that all came out perfectly fine.
Well, fine, except for the whole wrong shadows, no stars, movie props, visible lights, and stuff being hoisted by cranes.
Right, except for that. And there are plenty of photos that are flat out doctored. If you remember our episode on NASA's Mars cover-up, we proved that the photos of Mars were altered before being released to the public. This is a technique perfected during Apollo. The Apollo handheld cameras had special crosshairs on them called Rousseau marks, and these were here to help make sure the photos were printed properly from the negatives and not distorted, and to make it easier to stitch photos together for panoramas. But in some of the photos, the crosshairs aren't there, or are only in part of the picture. In other photographs, objects appear in front of the crosshairs. Now that's physically impossible, unless the objects were added after the photo was taken, by layering them on top of empty backgrounds. And there are even more problems with the photography. Here's a picture of an Apollo astronaut saluting the American flag. But look at his feet. The shadows don't even reach them. It's like he was edited in later and somebody forgot to add.
That looks like he's edited in. I'm sorry, but look, come on, Hidden.
That does look like a bad Photoshop.
It does really, really bad, brother. Come on. I mean, look, you can see the shadow behind there. So where's the shadow? I'm sorry, but it's just like the whole thing doesn't make any sense. But this perspective, but anyway.
The shadow. Now, even if we could explain all these anomalies in the photos, there's a big reason why nobody can get to the moon. A reason why human beings can't leave Earth at all, at least not yet. The reason is real and scientifically proven as fact. Radiation.
We see the ascent stage suddenly pop up without any exhaust plume whatsoever, as though it were jerked up by a cable.
Our research suggests that images of the Apollo landings are not a true and accurate record. In our view, the Apollo pictures were faked. Many of the images are replete with inconsistencies and anomalies.
There are problems with almost every aspect of the visual records, equipment, and technology used to supposedly put a man on the moon. But there's one even bigger problem we haven't dealt with yet. There's no way the astronauts could have even escaped Earth's orbit, much less gone to the moon and back. Radiation. In 1958, scientist James Van Allen discovered two enormous belts of high-energy radiation surrounding the planet. The Van Allen radiation belts are a pair of toroidal belts,
donut-shaped
belts of high-energy particles. Any object leaving the Earth's orbit to visit the moon or beyond has to pass through them, and they extend out about 37,000 miles from Earth. These two radiation belts have different compositions. The inner belt above the equator contains energetic particles that are charged up to 100 million electron volts. The outer belt is electron plasma from the sun's solar wind, and it has energies in the 10 million electron volt range. When it was first detected, the strength of the radiation was so powerful that scientists thought they had recorded a Soviet nuclear test. These high-energy particles can penetrate spacecraft, damage instruments, and are lethal to astronauts. But we have photos and even film of the Earth taken from much farther out. How could this be faked? Well, the astronauts never left low Earth orbit. From there, the Earth fills the entire window of the craft.
We only have one window that has a view of the Earth, and it's filled up with the TV camera. So your view now is probably better than ours is.
So to get this film of the Earth, they blocked out sections of the window. This film is an outtake. The astronauts didn't realize they were still rolling. They said the camera was pressed up against the window to get a good shot of the Earth, but that's not true. You can see someone pass in front of the window, then quickly jump out of the way. And here you see the dim work light that was used so they could operate the camera. We're not supposed to see this. We're also not supposed to see this. Someone adjusting the insert that controls the shape of the Earth. Now remember, they're in low Earth orbit, so the Earth is actually really bright and fills the whole window. How do we know? Because when they open up the iris of the lens, we can see it.
Holy sh**.
Yeah, we can't pass through the Van Allen belts yet. Don't take my word for it. Take NASA's.
As we get further away from Earth, we'll pass through the Van Allen belts, an area of dangerous radiation. Radiation like this could harm the guidance systems, onboard computers, or other electronics on Orion. But Orion has protection. Shielding will be put to the test as the vehicle cuts through the waves of radiation. Sensors aboard will record radiation levels for scientists to study. We must solve these challenges before we send people through this region of space.
I guess we're still working on solving this issue? Because I thought
But we're also really pushing the boundaries in terms of where we're going forward with exploration. I think Humans are naturally driven to do this. And this is really the beginning, I think, of human beings leaving low Earth orbit. I certainly plan on being around to see that.
I don't want to be a jerk because she seems like a nice girl, but newsflash, the moon is way outside low Earth orbit.
The plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. We only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. And this new system that we're building is going to allow us to go beyond and hopefully take humans into the solar system to explore. So the moon, Mars, asteroids, there's a lot of destinations that we could go to, and we're building these building block components in order to allow us to do that eventually.
Once we travel beyond low Earth orbit, the crew will be exposed to larger amounts of radiation. So we have to design both the crew protection systems and our electronic systems to withstand this radiation.
But didn't we already design those protection systems for Apollo? Why don't we just use that technology?
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back.
I'm sorry. I cannot buy that. You destroyed the technology to go to the moon. No, I'm sorry. I do not physically believe that. That's idiotic words coming out of this guy's mouth. I'm not getting triggered, but that's just, how could you destroy the technology to go to the moon? How? Like, literally, are you that stupid with your handling of it?
You would have thought. See, that I always had a problem with that, because you would have thought, just for historical reasons, you would have put that under lock and key.
For me, the whole thing,
not take Sunday Night Football over it.
Yeah, they recorded over the original tapes. No, I'm sorry, not buying that. Go away, Google Pixel 10.
If your friend asks you a question and the answer's on your phone,
Pro, which is way better than that,
shouldn't your phone just
Google sponsor us?
Answer.
Actually, no,
we sponsor Google.
Google Pixel 10.
Use it with a phone. I'm actually using it now.
Wait, we destroyed the technology and we can't recreate it? So nobody wrote anything down? That seems irresponsible.
Oh, you mean irresponsible, like recording over the original moon landing tapes?
Yeah, NASA...
The fish is me. I am now the fish. I just wish I was funny.
Did that. There are no original high-quality moon landing tapes. They were erased and reused.
Allegedly.
The footage we see of the moon landing was taken in a very strange way. NASA took a video feed from the moon and projected it onto a screen. Then TV stations pointed their cameras at the screen. The stations wanted a direct feed, but NASA refused. That's why the moon landing footage is such a mess. Anyway, the best way to protect a fragile human body from Van Allen radiation is lead shielding. But even a thin layer of lead would have made the Saturn V rocket too heavy to get off the ground. The only protection they had was a thin sheet of aluminum. But aluminum melts at about 1200 degrees Fahrenheit. The electrons in the Van Allen belts have energies of millions of volts. Now, this would equate to a temperature of about 10 million degrees Kelvin. So how did NASA overcome this problem? They didn't. Instead, they called Hollywood.
Exactly hidden.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space.
But right now, we need a 10 to 12-year program that has as its ultimate goal the man domination of space. And if we don't, we're going to be in trouble.
To put people on the moon and with enough fuel to enable them to return safely home to Earth requires a still larger and more powerful rocket, however.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, I'll pause it like now and then. If Hidden, if you want to sort of talk, because you're not talking at the moment.
No, I'm listening.
That's cool, because there's a lot of points. This is more like the conspiracy realm. I want to hear the skeptic realm. Of course, look, I'm just playing. As an act here. Look, I'm 50-50 when it comes to the moon landings. Obviously, there's some very fishy things. Pretty much mentioned what AJ was saying here, but I want to hear the skeptics side of things, because obviously, being a researcher, you got to look at both avenues, guys. Look, I'm just playing. I'm just messing around, but Hidden does believe we did not go to the moon. And I right, Hidden?
Congress said today that he was tired of saying the United States second to Russia in the space deal.
And only the future will tell whether we'll manage to close that gap.
It's going to take some time, and I think we have to recognize it. They secured these large boosters, which have led to their being first in Sputnik and led to their first putting their man in space. We are, I hope, going to be able to carry out our efforts with due regard to the problem of the life of the man involved this year. But we are behind.
Well, don't worry, you got Germans to sort that out. Isn't that right, Runchu Saxon? Absolutely, it's all due to the Germans, isn't it? You got to thank the Germans for that one, isn't it? You know, if you believe that he went to the moon. I'll glorify him, but you know.
Kubrick's Odyssey is a short film created by Jay Weidner in 2011. Recently, it gained attention after being picked up by the Gaia streaming network. This film is the primary reference for the theory that Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing footage for NASA in the 1960s and 70s. By 1964, NASA knew that sending men to the moon was impossible. The deadly radiation belts, issues with chemical rockets, and weight and radiation shielding issues, it made it unachievable. Kubrick became involved when someone in the Pentagon saw his 1963 film, Dr. Strangelove. Impressed by the special effects, this person offered Kubrick a secret project, faking the Apollo moon landings. Kubrick was persuaded using a carrot and stick approach. If he helped fake the landings, he would have artistic freedom and financial support for his future films. That's the carrot. The stick was blackmail.
No one knows how the powers that be convinced Kubrick to direct the Apollo landings. Maybe they had compromised Kubrick in some way. The fact that his brother, Raoul Kubrick, was the head of the American Communist Party may have been one of the avenues pursued by the government to get Stanley to cooperate.
So a deal was made in 1964. Kubrick was given 3 years to complete 2001 in order to test the filmmaking technology necessary to make the moon landings appear believable. To assist him, he had access to several NASA experts and the use of a special 50mm lens made specifically for the Apollo program.
Originally was a lens manufactured, designed, developed, and manufactured by Zeiss for NASA.
So how did he do it? Without the use of CGI, Kubrick perfected a new kind of visual effect called front screen projection. Experimentation with front screen projection began in 1949, shortly after the invention of Scotchlight, a material used for screens in movie theaters. Scotchlight is cloth embedded with millions of tiny glass beads that have high reflectivity. Due to the sensitivity of Scotchlight, a minimal amount of light is required. This means that actors can stand in front of the projection without it being visible on their bodies or clothing. Front screen projection was so convincing that many people think the Dawn of Man sequences in 2001 were actually shot on location.
Now, I'm going to be honest, I really want to see this movie. Is that really, like, fake? That's incredible, isn't it?
They weren't. Almost all that part of 2001 was shot in a studio with actors on sets. If you look closely at Apollo photographs of the moon, you can see a line where the fake moon set ends and the front projection screen begins. At that line, the texture of the lunar surface changes dramatically.
Please note how everything is in focus, from the rocks and pebbles close to the camera, all the way to the crystal clear mountain behind the astronaut. There is a stark difference in ground texture between the set and what is being projected onto the screen. You can almost count the number of small rocks and the granularity of the ground that is clearly seen on the set. Once we get to the screen on the other side of my line, this granularity disappears. The little pebbles and dust just seem to disappear behind my line.
The latter part of Kubrick's Odyssey discusses the hidden messages in The Shining that Kubrick directed in 1980. Kubrick leaves clues that he faked the moon landings. The characters Jack and Danny, who are the father and son in the movie, symbolize different aspects of Kubrick's own personality. Danny, the child, represents Kubrick's inner innocence, while Jack represents the jaded and morally compromised adult that Kubrick has become. There are also specific visual clues.
You're talking about Slim living under the rock. You know, so many people haven't seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. Jesus Christ, man.
Indian wall hangings on the walls of the Overlook Hotel look like rockets launching into space. The pattern on the carpet of the hotel is a hexagonal shape that represents the shape of the launch pads at Cape Canaveral. And in one scene, when Danny is playing with his toys on this carpet, he stands up and is seen wearing a sweater that says Apollo 11 on it. Next, there's a scene where Danny then walks down the hall and finds an open door to a room. The room is number 237, which was changed from room 217 in the Stephen King novel. The number 237 is significant because the average orbital distance between the Earth and the Moon is 237,000 miles. Then there's the scene where Jack's wife discovers that he's been typing the same phrase over and over. The phrase is, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. But the word all isn't A-L-L. It's actually typed out as A-11 or Apollo 11. And there are a lot of other claims made by Kubrick's Odyssey, but those are the highlights. And these claims were highly debated and very controversial. What we need is Kubrick admit.
But the thing is with that is this is how conspiracy theories sort of escalate. It starts with one thing, but it's almost like you're trying to put the dots together. So, for instance, Danny. Obviously, I've seen The Shining. Is right. I do watch movies, but I actually have a life in general. But you know, with Danny, he's got the Apollo shuttle, and there's some other things as well. And I think that's how conspiracy theories sort of putting the dots together, but it's really lacking of evidence, so to speak. But it's interesting how things sort of escalate over time.
He faked the moon landing. We need to hear it from his own mouth, but he never said a word about it. Or did he?
Never went to the moon. Never went to the moon.
We've been brought in here by Stanley Kubrick to more or less ensure the scientific integrity of the film, to make sure that it's very, very close in reality, but still we want to make certain that it has a base of reality.
We're in the final assembly building of the LEM. Stanley Kubrick and I have set ourselves several objectives. We hope to convey to the public the wonder and beauty and promise of the new age of exploration which is opening up before the human race. Take one.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Good evening. I'm sorry not to be able to be with you tonight.
Pretty sure there was a documentary made, isn't it called Room 2120 or something to do with The Shining? That was all about the fake moon landings, isn't it? I think I remember about that. I haven't seen a documentary, but I think I remember there is something about that called Room 221 or something like that.
In 2016, an interview with Stanley Kubrick was found. And according to the video, Kubrick had to sign an 88-page non-disclosure agreement that the interview would stay hidden for 15 years.
Is everything looking in order regarding our contract and the 15-year agreement and assign the non-disclosure? That's all for the legal stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good to me.
All right.
A documentary filmmaker interviews Stanley Kubrick about his career as a director. And right from the start, Kubrick interrupts and explains that when he initially considered the project, he saw it as just another film. When asked which of his movies he's referring to, he reveals that he's talking about the moon landing and claims that it was all fake.
Hi, Drumstick.
Challenge of making this film, and I went into it like it was a regular film, like another production.
Right, I know this is fake. Look, guys, I'm just playing. Okay, but no, we didn't go to the moon.
Of mine.
Come at me.
Not thinking too much about the long-term effects, what it would mean to society if it was ever discovered.
Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. You're referring to something...
The fake moon landing.
He says that he was approached by NASA and that they appealed to his sense of duty and patriotism. But Kubrick admitted that the project was about America's public image and upstaging Russia.
To fulfill this dream that America has had as a country since the Kennedy years.
Okay, so you're saying the motivation was PR?
PR, absolutely. Plain and simple, PR.
If you think we're all flat earthers, mate, you are retarded. I'm sorry. No one here is flat earthers. It's a stupid conspiracy.
Then he goes on to confirm that the conspiracy is actually the truth.
Faking the exploration of space because there was just no way we could get there.
NASA then set up a meeting with Kubrick and President Richard Nixon. Kubrick met with Nixon in the Oval Office and details what Nixon asked him to do: film a fake moon landing.
I am convinced, and the gentlemen at NASA are also convinced, that you can help us make people believe that we have been to the moon.
This interview was a bombshell. This was the evidence the world had been waiting for. This was evidence that every allegation made in the documentary Kubrick's Odyssey was true.
Yep.
Millions of people saw this interview and finally felt justified in their suspicion that the moon landing never happened.
Yep.
One small problem.
No.
That wasn't Stanley Kubrick.
No.
Obviously, this is it. I have to admit, you do get people that ride the conspiracy realm.
Right.
I have to admit.
I thought that was Kubrick myself, so if I heard that, I probably would have believed it too.
Honestly, I'm going to be honest. Does that sound like Kubrick at all?
I don't know because I don't know what he sounds like. So
This
there goes the rub. If somebody looks similar to him and just says, you know what, nobody knows what you sound like. The only people could be his family, because I thought that was Kubrick. If he didn't say that wasn't Kubrick, I would have sat there and said, you know what, my man's just admitted it. So let's hear the rest. Let's hear the rest of this tale then.
Yeah, sure. We've got well, we're nearly there.
The Stanley Kubrick moon landing confession set the conspiracy side of the internet on fire, but it was a hoax. This is either a filmmaker and an actor, or more likely, two guys goofing around. In the full-length version of the interview, an agitated producer constantly badgers the actor whose real name is Tom.
A launch pad accident in '67, which killed...
Tom, you're going to tell me a story. So Nixon sat me down in the Oval Office, and he says to me, you know, that boy just died. I don't think, this is how I want you... Then we're going to kneel. We're going to kneel. Yeah.
The plan. He didn't... Yeah.
So he says to me, you don't say he said anything. You say what he says, okay? That's all, Tom. I'm just giving you a direction.
Wait, you want me?
Everything about I walked in and he said,
say it as him, or do you want?
You don't have to imitate him, but you have to say. He says, Stanley, we've worked on this moon program.
Come on, get with it, Tom.
Do your shtick. Do a shtick. Get in the fact that you're writing this, Tom, and not everything's got to be drab. It can be funny in a very subtle way. So you meet with Nixon, and what happened? Beverage and action.
I like that.
What they believed was, if we could...
Nixon sat down. Color, tell me a story, Tom.
So Stanley Kubrick had nothing to do with that interview. Not just that, he had nothing to do with the moon landing. In the documentary Kubrick's Odyssey, everything can be explained. All the photo evidence presented is from extremely low-resolution photos, probably grabbed from the web. Now, unfortunately for the documentary, but lucky for us, high-resolution photos can be found easily. So when looking at a low-resolution photo of the lunar landscape, you can maybe see a separation between the foreground and the supposed backdrop. But in the high-res photos, the line isn't there. All the other claims in the documentary that refer to photos can be explained simply by looking at the originals. As far as the clues left in The Shining, those are nothing but coincidences and stretches of the imagination. The rockets in the tapestry, I don't really see it. The hexagonal rug? Well, the launch pad at Cape Canaveral is not a hexagon. It was roughly 10 sides, but it's not very symmetrical. Room 237 is just room 237. The moon isn't 237,000 miles away from the Earth. It's closer to 239,000, but varies slightly. Danny is indeed wearing an Apollo 11 sweater. But Stanley Kubrick was a space nut. He loved the Apollo program, and he loved sci-fi. And Stanley Kubrick's brother Paul, who was the leader of the Communist Party, well, that's not true at all. Kubrick didn't have a brother. So that documentary is debunked.
Well, maybe debunked, maybe not.
No, it's debunked. It is.
I agree to disagree. Yeah, but there's still a lot of stuff in those pictures that looks really fishy.
Well, that's true. The big one is that the shadows should be parallel. Since the shadows are not parallel, there must be other light sources. Except shadows aren't parallel. The direction...
Okay, I know this one with the light source. I know I know it can be from one light source, and I have seen, this is a few years ago, that yes, this can be debunked. So obviously they're saying right here is multiple light sources, but no, you with one light source you can give off that multitude effect through different objects, and I know for a fact that is.
Of shadows depends on the perspective of the viewer. Now here's an example on Earth. These are two pictures of the same woman, taken at different angles. In the first photo, taken from the side, the shadows are parallel. But when we put our back to the sun, the shadows aren't even close to parallel. In perspective drawing and design, parallel lines converge in what's called a vanishing point. This is typically the horizon line where objects vanish beyond our field of view. Plus, the astronauts used very wide lenses to capture as much terrain as possible. So images are going to be slightly distorted, like a carnival mirror. But even with a flatter lens, or the human eye, shadows are not parallel. Also, multiple light sources would cast multiple shadows, but the objects on the moon cast only one shadow.
Yeah, but everything in the shadow's supposed to be black because there's no light getting there.
Sure there is.
No, there isn't.
There is.
Agree to disagree.
The ambient light, or the fill light, is the moon itself. The soil on the surface of the moon is full of tiny beads of glass and metal like aluminum and titanium. These are all highly reflective materials. So the moon's soil actually acts like trillions of tiny mirrors, bouncing the light back and filling in the shadows.
Yeah.
Well, ever go skiing on a sunny day?
Of course I have. I was an instructor in college.
You were... I don't want to get into that now. Anyway, you can get a pretty bad sunburn skiing. Not from the sun overhead, but by the sun reflecting off the snow. You could actually burn your cornea with reflected ultraviolet sunlight. It's called snow blindness. So shadows and multiple light sources, that's all debunked. Now, the same background theory might be my favorite because it really defies explanation. Until we look more closely.
Oh.
The backgrounds do not line up perfectly. They're slightly off because the photos were taken pretty far apart. The hills in the distance look the same because they're the same. Those hills are miles away. But since there's no atmosphere on the moon... Well, since there's no water vapor on the moon... Okay, there's an atmosphere on the moon, but it's extremely thin compared to the Earth. It's called an exosphere, and it's made up of very small amounts of hydrogen, helium, and a few trace gases. And because there's no atmosphere, there's no haze. We evolved on Earth with a thick atmosphere. And one of the ways we determine distant objects is by how hazy they are. In other words, how much of the atmosphere are we looking through? Now, on the moon, without haze, objects both near and far will feel close. It's an optical illusion.
Yeah, but where are the stars?
Right. The stars are there, you just can't see them.
Yeah, likely story.
Well, in order to take pictures of the moon, the camera's iris had to be almost completely closed and shutter speed turned way up. This is to let in as little light as possible. Otherwise, the brightness of the moon would wash everything out. Look how bright a full moon is. On a clear night, a full moon lights up everything, and it's 250,000 miles away. The astronauts are standing on that. It's bright. Even on Earth, if you're standing under a big spotlight at night, you're not going to see stars. The iris of your eye acts like the iris of a camera. The faint light of the stars just doesn't register. Watch a baseball game played under the lights. You don't see stars. Now, a lot of moon hoax evidence is cherry-picked, like the lack of a blast crater under the lunar module. There's no crater because the engine was turned off about 10 feet from the surface. The LEM just dropped the rest of the way. And without any wind to disturb, there's just not going to be a lot of dust flying around. And where Apollo 11 touched down, the ground was hard soil. But other Apollo landings like Apollo 12 were pretty dusty. The lack of wind is also why the American flag doesn't move.
Well,
the aluminum rods are pretty springy, so the flag moves for quite a while after it's touched. But when it settles down, it doesn't move an inch. Oh, the camera that recorded the lunar module separating, that was operated remotely. The footprints don't match because the astronauts put on boot covers that have a different tread. The temperatures are hot on the moon, but without an atmosphere to conduct heat, there's no convection. As long as things are colored bright white, they reflect most of the sun's energy pretty well. Heat wasn't an issue, not for the astronauts and not for the camera film. Now, there are many more examples, but I think you get the idea. every single one of those pieces of evidence can be explained. But hold on a second.
Go on.
2 questions. Did NASA put men on the moon? Probably. Is NASA covering something up on the moon? Definitely.
Yeah, pause it here.
Yeah,
now this is where it gets interesting. Now I see somebody in the comment getting a bit annoyed. Bigger pick chick. The thing is, right, when I understand you getting annoyed because you probably believed in a lot of the things, and this guy is only here to inform you. He presented a well-rounded video where he went into the conspiracy, and you were loving it. Now he's turned around and said, "Look, this is what it is. This is what it is. This is this," and you don't like it. You know, and I understand that, because when you're down a tunnel and you believe something, and everything that you hold dear to back up that argument has just been thrown away, you get kind of pissed off. I get that, but you have to. Do you want the truth, or do you want to believe in something?
Yeah, you make a good point. Yeah, I would agree with that, Hidden. When it comes to conspiracies, especially with the moon landings, it can lead into an echo chamber. Trust me, I've been there. But I think to have a realistic perspective is to look at both sides of the story.
Indeed,
you have to. It's because otherwise, it's like I said, it's an echo chamber, and you're quite right on that one, Hidden. I would agree with you on that, because the debunking side does make valid points. It does make very, very good valid points. This goes for any sort of conspiracies, but I would say have a 50-50 opinion, guys, honestly.
But what is coming up next now? Because I did watch this bit, and this bit blew my mind. But it did kind of reinforce what I believe about what Kubrick did. Because I do believe Kubrick was involved in some way. And I'll explain that to you after this.
I would agree with you, One True Saxon. Yeah.
My name is Carl Wolf, and I was a precision electronics photographic repairman with a top secret crypto clearance. In mid-1965, I was loaned to the Lunar Orbiter project at NASA on Langley Field. I was taken into the laboratory where the equipment was malfunctioning. I couldn't repair it in the dark. I asked to have it removed. A airman second class was in the dark room at that time. I was also an airman second class. About 30 minutes into the process, he said to me, in a very distressed way, by the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon. And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers. And at that point, I was very concerned because I knew we were working on compartmentalized security. He had breached security, and I was actually frightened at that moment. And I did not question him any further. And a few moments later, someone did come into the room.
Sorry, then.
I worked there for 3 more days, and I remember going home and naively thinking, I can't wait to hear about this on the evening news. And here it is, more than 30 years later, and I hope we hear about it tonight. And I will testify under oath before Congress that what I'm saying is the truth.
I think the reason we haven't returned to the moon for 50 years is not because of a lack of interest or funding or the Van Allen radiation belts. I think we haven't gone back to the moon because of what was found up there. But that requires its own episode. And if you want to see it, let me know. Whatever is up there has been up there for a long, long time.
A bigger pick, mate. We haven't had a discussion yet. We're just literally watching the video. So
yeah, but also I'm sorry if I misunderstood you. And I didn't mean to misunderstand you. And I was just kind of saying that in general, but you kind of brought that up. But yeah, now it's very interesting because there's many, like this guy at the end, what he was saying. Now, if you continue the video, you see what happened shortly after he said that. When he went public and said that.
Is that Carl? Sorry, mate, Carl Wolf, the guy who said he saw the structures on the moon?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the guy, I think.
I think we can prove it.
Yeah, Carl Wolf. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot about that. He was hit by a car, wasn't it?
And it's kind of. I think this should be the end. Let's see. Just let it roll. But I think this is the end of it.
Okay, man.
Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. My name is AJ. That's Hacklefish.
That's it. Well, so thank you so much, AJ, for doing. I like presentations like that because you can still walk away. You can have your beliefs if you want to, but you can still walk away, and hopefully something was explained that might have just sat with you. I mean, like I was believing that Kubrick one. I was like, holy crap. But can I just say still my thing about Kubrick and his involvement? Yeah. I think that NASA did call him in. I think he did film something to do with the Apollo the moon landing. I do think he did that. I think because I heard this conversation from before, and I found it very interesting what they were saying. And basically what they were saying is that they didn't want to fool the American public. What it was is that they didn't know what they were going to find up there. And they were more worried that what if, like you see this guy coming out saying, look, I saw bases and stuff on the pictures. Yeah. What if one of those bases would pop up like they landed and right over the ridge is a base. So for that footage not to get out, they would have a cutaway that they could say, oh, cameras malfunction, will be with us right away. And then it's Kubrick's footage of just the moon with nothing there.
Yeah, I think in that aspect, mate, the footage will probably look completely different because look, they've never been to the moon. They don't know what the moon looks like. So they might have recorded Stanley Kubrick's.
They know what the moon looks like. They know what the moon looks like.
To be actually on the moon, this is it. No one's been on the moon. Well, I guess probes have been. Probably not. I'm not too sure on that one. But I mean, as a person standing on the moon and filming it, or craft, I mean, a man-made craft, obviously.
Well, that's the whole gist of it. If no one's been on the moon, then who knows what the moon surface is supposed to be like? So it could be anything that a visionary can. Do you get what I mean? Because you don't know.
But your scenario. But your scenario, you're saying that they're on the moon, they're filming the moon and everything. We've got a live feed of it, and then suddenly they need to cut away because there's a base, and then it has this fake.
Yeah, but they would know the surface of the moon. I have a telescope that can get me on the surface of the moon. So you're telling me they didn't have telescopes back then that could go on the surface of the moon? Look at craters, look at everything, even stuff that we don't see, like.
You know, I'm talking about actually being on the surface of the moon and looking 360 around. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
That makes no sense, Nick. Because you would have an idea of what the moon looks like, so you can recreate it in a studio.
Sure, I guess so. But yeah, but the thing is, we're dealing with 1960s technology here, mate. You know, it wasn't exactly the perspective of mountains and everything like that. I just
that's why they called in Kubrick. I was with Dr. Strangelove. They were blown away by his cinematic photography on that. So they were blown away by it. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening. You don't need it to be Hollywood on top, because remember, they're showing it through a screen with distortion.
Okay. This is it. The thing is, I do believe there's been a lot of faking going on in the process of this, because if you look at the overall perspective, especially the Americans were pretty much on the race to get to the moon. They were trying to beat Russia, and it seems very odd and coincidental that the fact that Russia was way ahead, really, when you look at it. And then suddenly, in that short period of time, as the Americans were failing, they managed just to catch up all of a sudden and managed to nail this one perfectly. It just seems a bit odd, and we couldn't recreate it since. It's questions like that fuel conspiracies.
That's odd. Yeah, I agree with that. But somebody did say that they do have something that they backed up. I saw somebody in a comment wrote, I don't know about this. All I do know is that NASA did come out and say, look, we accidentally copied over the info.
Yeah, I don't. That sounds absolutely.
It does sound bizarre. It sounds like they're talking. They're covering up something because, you know, like I got my daughter's baby teeth. You get what I mean? We keep things that we treasure, and this was a monumental time for humanity or the human race. Let's say, you know, the first man to walk on the moon. That's historical. I mean, we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
And it will be talked when we're long gone from this earth. They still will be talking about. They'll still call Neil Armstrong. They'll still call Buzz. I was going to call him Buzz Lightyear.
I was going to say that as well, actually. Yeah.
That's my Ali G coming out. But Buzz Aldrin, they'll still be talking about him. He will be in the history books. So
sure,
it's so monumental. That is the one thing I don't get. Either they're lying or they're stupid. Take your pick. One or the other.
I think the conspiracy aspect of the moon landings has got more escalated due to social media, the internet. Hey, jamming music man, and I must say hello to Stephen Jackson and John Strokes. John Strokes. Did
you
in
come in, John? I haven't seen you, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was.
John
See, the thing is, guys, I was into that doc. If you notice, I didn't smoke a J. I just really wanted to take out. I really wanted to take out everything in this because I like seeing both sides of the coin. I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys that I have a belief, and my belief is I've always changed opinion, changed. Like I said, I believed we went to the moon. I've always believed that. And then I started listening to conspiracies and I started doubting it. Like, but then what I was doing, I had opportunities to talk to great people, you know, and they explained certain things to me, like about the Van Allen radiation belt. Sure. That was one of my main ones. And what was said to me with that, because I was hoping he would cover that, but he didn't mention that. But what was said to me was that what they did find was like the weakest point of the radiation belt. And it's, don't forget, the whole ship is basically covered in gold. And they just went through it like that. And I said, really? And they said, yep, that's how they did it.
Even back in as well.
Even back in. But there is, I don't know if the Van Allen belt moves. See, this is why, because that led me down the line of the prison planet theory. You know how they say that Earth is basically a prison. You can't leave it. And that's what, because when you look at the size, I mean, what he showed on the Wi-Fi is how big the radiation belt is and how encompassing it is. But there is a gap. There is a gap. It's not completely surrounding the Earth. There is a gap. But to me, I just saw the walls of a prison when I saw that, because you're going to have to be really thinking outside the box to get past that, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I understand, brother. In terms of, I mean, when it comes to conspiracies, it really is convincing the person, isn't it? Hey, how's it going? Who was it? Oh, Chilster. Nice to see you, man. Welcome on in.
Chilster.
Yeah. With conspiracies is obviously convincing the person. Now, if you take me, okay, I don't want to divert the topic, but it's just from my aspect of why I've changed my attitude of what information I'm receiving. And it's this: I spent so many years believing that Maria Orsic was real. The Germans built anti-gravity flying saucers. I believed it hardcore. And then I started doing actual research, buying publications, which we talked hours and hours and hours. Didn't you there? Okay. And so I begin to realize that the whole story of anti-gravity flying saucers that were built by the Germans in World War II was a load of rubbish. So I went from spending years believing that conspiracy to suddenly 360 flipped. And I thought, well, if I'm wrong about this, what else am I wrong about? And then it came to the realization that I need to look at both sides of the story. Both sides of the story here. And in terms of no science evidence, for instance, Maria Orsic does not exist. There's no actual evidence, and it's down to evidence, really. I mean, if the Germans built anti-gravity flying saucers and the Americans took the scientists and perfected about that, was fine, man. They would use that technology to go to the moon. Okay. Die Glocke, on the other hand, is a different aspect. We need to do a show on that, mate. But I understand. No, we haven't done it yet. We haven't done that to Die Glocke yet. But in terms of how I treat information, you've got to look at both sides of the story. And it's a bit like you, Hidden. You went from being someone who believed we didn't go to the moon to someone that we did because of the research. A healthy dose of research, I should say.
Yeah, but you still don't believe that we went. So I have to ask, why don't you believe we went?
Because of 10-second TikTok videos, and it's just something that the conspiracy people regurgitate.
But why don't you? No. You're telling me what other people are saying. Why don't you? Because obviously you made an informed opinion from what you were watching, what you were viewing. So I'm asking you, Nick, not TikTok, not X, not YouTube. I'm asking Nick, why don't you believe?
Because I don't believe any institutions like NASA, the government, politicians. I'm sorry, it goes with the territory. To say that NASA lost the technology to go to the moon. Okay, I'm kind of avoiding your question, actually. Why didn't we go to the moon? Well, I guess you could say, like, why haven't we been there since?
But we have.
But
there were other Apollo missions.
Yeah, I know. There was moon landers in the 70s and all that. To be honest with you, mate, it's a topic I haven't really researched into, but yet we're doing a video on it. As a researcher.
So my take on that now is, I'll ask you a question. You can't really answer it.
No, I can't.
But you still don't believe.
I'm 50-50.
You did say that at first. You did say you're 50-50.
I'm 50-50 purely because of the photographs. Some of them look a bit dodgy. The Van Halen belt is just that for me, is because that's what's really stopping further expeditions to the moon. Did I say that right? Whatever, who cares?
Yeah.
But is literally, that is such a critical point of why we can't really go further into space. So to say that they managed to nail that the first time around, and then to come back into Earth, you know, I haven't really looked into the Van Halen belt and basically how it works. Does it work in like pockets of radiation in certain areas? Is it just like a big? Would you treat it like the ionosphere? A bit like that. It has like a big ring that goes around the Earth, but obviously, with radiation.
I know. I didn't want to correct him.
Eddie Van Halen. Did I say that? Mate, I'm going to 420 hard on this one, because Van Halen. Did I say Van Halen belt? Did I?
Yep. I didn't want to correct you. You said it a couple of times. I just didn't want to be that guy, because I like saying Van Halen belt anyways as well.
Yeah.
It's only when I'm talking. It's only when I'm talking to certain people that I know I have to try and get the words correct that I will say Van Halen.
Sure. Do you know what? I guess that like the fake moon landings is probably one of the earliest conspiracies to look into since I was a kid. Anyway, I have to admit. So the thing is with conspiracy theories as well. Sorry to criticize, but you need to be a bit critiqued on the community alone. Is that they just regurgitate talking points. But they don't really do research into, like, for instance, this is no disrespect to Science Evidence Fringe, but I've looked into German flying saucers, the Royal Society, Maria Orsic, through publications, all that, and trust me, there is no mention of. There were secret societies, but Maria Orsic, there is absolutely no mention, and I've got the publications that the beginnings of the story, basically. So it really goes down to the person doing research. Now, I would put my hand up and say I haven't really done a lot of research into today's topic, because I left it in Hidden's hands. Hidden was like, don't worry, I've got a video to show. I'm like, okay, I'll leave it with you. But I'm 50-50. There is some dodgy stuff that goes along with the moon landings, but again, not denying that we didn't go. I just find it just odd bits scenarios.
See, the main reason why I believe it, that we did go, is because could you imagine how much money? I'm not saying that NASA ain't got the money, but could you imagine how much money it would have cost just to fake it? Because this was gone worldwide.
Yeah,
it wasn't just shown in America; it was all over the world. It would just cost. Back then, it would have cost like $1 trillion in their money. Back then, it would have cost a hell of a lot of money. But you know, I can get it. I can get it. That's why I'm easily swayed. I look at the evidence, and if the evidence comes that it shows that we faked it, I'm easily swayed that way, because that's how I stay. That's exactly how I roll. I can believe something, but if something comes along, like I started questioning at an early age. I started questioning religion.
Yeah, sure.
And so I've always been that way. Like my mother, she was a very religious woman. God bless her, because I hope that she got truly what she believed in. You know, I am somewhat, I believe in a God. I won't hide that. I do believe in a God, but I'm starting to believe in multiple gods. I'm starting to go on a different kind of belief system because of what our Heavenly Father told us. And he told us something. He told us something, but in that something, there was a clue. If you look at the story of him and when he talked to Moses, and he told Moses, he said, you have no other God before you but me. He didn't say, I am the only God. He said, no other gods. So that surely means that there's something else out there. Something but that is a, I don't want to go down that road because that pisses off people and they call me names. But
Sure.
I'm kind of looking for the truth in all this.
Okay.
And like
Science Evidence Fringe, could you show me a publication or evidence to prove that Maria Orsic was a combination of many seers? What's the earliest date? Just to sort of, you know, I'm not trying to put you on a dot. It's just, you know, I'm fascinated by the story. If any additional information, like I need publications, I need something to go by. That'll be greatly appreciated, mate. So if you want to put it in chat. Slim. Yeah, of course I don't know anything about this subject, but anyway, it's a flipping show, and we're here to have a laugh, chill out, and not take this topic too seriously, mate. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I'm
glad I didn't piss off one person with that kind of tantrum. It's a very interesting concept, and I start looking. I'm just going to say this: I start looking into mythology. And I start one key one to look at if you haven't gone down this route. Sophia, I hope I'm saying it right.
It's Sophia, yeah.
It's to look at the Norse mythology because it's kind of interesting and it holds a mirror up to Christianity. It's kind of like if Christianity copied the old Norse religion, just changed a few things.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is it worth doing an episode, or is that like a trigger?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm not going to do that because you know, people have their beliefs, and once you start shaking their beliefs or holding a tree, either I'm going to be called the heretic, and I'm not a heretic because my Heavenly Father gave us a brain. And I have to say, my Heavenly Father, the reason why I say that is because many people believe in different things, and one God is not necessarily another person's God. So I understand. I don't believe in a physical being. I don't believe in somebody sitting in a cloud. I believe in an energy source that is part of this universe, and we are part of that. We are part of that through vibrations and frequencies.
Sure.
So I won't go into that much, but people who know what I'm saying will understand what I am getting at. And I don't want to trigger anybody because I always believe that whatever your God is that you believe in, if this God makes you a good person, makes you a righteous person, then where is the harm?
Yeah. I guess I live every day to what the Bible says, even though I do get a bit triggered, but I do the best I can, so I guess, yeah, we're going off topic now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I just thought it's a very interesting concept, I have to admit.
But anyway, we'll stare it back because stop it, Shaggy, poor man. Let's stare it back to this, guys. I want to ask you guys in the chat now. Now, given the information that we saw on the Wi-Fi and Y files, and just because it's just one person who's looked into, I think he done a very great job, and thank you. What do you guys think? Because you saw the whole thing. Do you think, judging from what you see, first of all, has it changed your opinion in any way? Is anybody that thought we didn't go now thinking maybe we could have, or as people who thought we did go, have they changed their mind and said, well, I'm having trouble with the Van Halen radiation belt? And I said that for Nick. Because you guys, I don't know, do you guys want to do the 1 and 2 kind of thing? Hey, Crooked Zebra Records, does anybody want to do the 1 and 2, or do you guys just say yes or no? Just do that. Or Y and an N. That's just simple. So do you guys think we went to the moon, or do you still think we haven't gone? Y and an N, or if you don't care, just say don't care. I don't know. But it was kind of interesting to hear the astronauts on the shuttle, not on the shuttle, the ISS. That bit that he showed where they were talking that they're trying to develop stuff to get past the radiation belt and go further, because we've never gone any further than that. Do you think it's like, do you think it was a misquote, like that guy who said that we've got soldiers on the moon right now? And that you remember that guy who came out and said, we got soldiers on the moon right now, I just spoke to one?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Do you think was a misquote by the people on the space station? Somebody's wrote W. I think that means wanker, but I hope it doesn't.
I don't know.
Oh, he wrote went. Okay, I got it.
Okay. I mean, I'll just go through my notes here. 2 seconds.
I'm trying to build up, man. These Rizzlers are shit, man.
Oh, you got the super slim ones? Because my ones are pretty dire.
I still use the small Rizzlers. I still like the art of building. I still like the art of making a joint. No, because when my son used to smoke, he doesn't smoke no more. Good on him. But
yeah,
when he used to smoke, he used to say to me, "Why are you doing that?" And I love the art of building a joint. It's just, to me, it's just too simple just to pull it out. Oh, man, thank you so much.
One True Saxon, thank you so much, man. Hidden will, I'm pretty sure, get some new Rizzlers for that one, for that price. But yeah, do you know what I found really interesting and a bit odd at the same time? And I think the people in chat will say the same thing. Is when the astronauts got back, they had like a press conference, and it was almost like they had like a gun to their head, asking the questions. Have you seen that footage before? I think they showed a very small clip of it in the Y files.
Okay.
I just find that whole scenario just a little bit odd. They were very skeptical. It didn't sound convincing.
There's a level of disorientation, because this is the thing about, again, we'll go back to the prison planet theory. Here's another thing about space travel. Any length of space travel, there's is it calcium deficiency in the bones, And right now at the space station, they are trying to figure out a way of combating this. But we actually lose bone mass or calcium in the bones. Can somebody back me up on that? Because I do half know what I'm saying. I haven't had a smoke, and I'm going to have a smoke now. But that is one of the points, and it's weird that we're not designed for space travel. You can lose muscle there. Thank you very much again, One True Saxon.
Yeah,
Here
thanks.
you go.
One True Saxon.
You can lose muscle mass, but I'm also sure that there's calcium in the bones that you lose that as well. So a lot of these astronauts, if you remember, you used to see them when they came back. They're straight in wheelchairs. It's because they can't. They're not used to the gravity. Their body hasn't gotten used to the gravity yet.
Yeah.
So this buys into, we're not designed to leave Earth. We are not designed to leave Earth as a human species. That's why it'd be interesting to see what Elon Musk is going to do if we ever do get to Mars.
Mate, I know it sounds quite plausible these days, but you think the amount of workforce to get a person to Mars? They will have to build a spacecraft. Have you seen the spacecraft they built? SpaceX, the rocket. It's absolutely ginormous. Yeah. I think that's going to Mars, isn't it?
I know he's testing something. Something. It'll take about 6 to 8 months. It all depends on the slingshot of it. But in that, that's phenomenal, because it used to take years for a probe to get to Mars. Now we're looking at, I believe the maximum time is going to be 8 months. Of space travel. And,
really?
Yeah, from Earth to Mars. I believe it's going to be 8 months.
Interesting. All right. But what about human? Because you've got to think the effects of the gravity. If I remember rightly, does it take about 14 years to get a man to Mars? No. Might be wrong on that one.
Yeah.
Might be wrong.
I think you are.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Should I chat GPT it? Or Slim, you seem to be the expert here. You would tell me. But in terms of getting a person to the Mars, I think we're way off there, mate. We are way off. I don't think we're nowhere near that. Nowhere near.
I don't know. I think if anybody can pull it off, it will be Elon. It will be Elon, because he's working with no constraints. I mean, NASA works with him. He don't work with NASA.
And the Pentagon as well. He's funded by the Pentagon and NASA.
I have to ask you, when you say stuff like that, where's your proof?
Do you know where I heard my proof?
TikTok.
No, actually, at the David Icke conference live last year in Oxford. So it must be true.
I ain't gonna diss David Icke. But I don't know. I don't know if he's talking out of his backside on that, because my man's his wealth is by himself. It's not. He was born into money. Don't get this wrong. Elon didn't come from nowhere.
Okay, who funds SpaceX?
Let me see.
I
just seen you. There you are. No, I'm just getting one of the tracks. How you doing, brother?
Who's this? Hey, John. Nice to see you, man. Welcome on in. Nice to see you.
Hydro.
And Hydro.
Hydro.
Nice to see you, man.
And how you doing, John Stokes? I missed you last time, so I'll get. It will take about 3 months. 3 months. That's pretty good if that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not true, because last I heard it was going to be 8 months. So.
Cool. SpaceX in 2025 value, this is going for ChatGPT, 180 to 200 billion.
Yeah.
Cool. So
that's why Elon's the richest man in the world.
Yeah. So Elon Musk, a co-founder of the largest shareholder, private investors would be Google, the US Defense Department. So I was right on that one, and NASA. Yes, so NASA the Pentagon, well, the Defense Department and private investors are funding SpaceX.
They're funding
which
it
kind of makes sense.
They're funding it in the way that they're using him to shoot up satellites and shit.
Yeah,
but it is a shareholder corporation, so anybody can buy shares. You can buy shares in SpaceX. I can buy shares in SpaceX.
Okay,
but
like
he owns like what we would say is 51%. So he owns the controlling shares, because whoever owns more can control.
I mean, so sorry, who said it's oh, sorry, John, is that to the moon or Mars?
Oh, sorry.
The 3 months. Sorry, man. No, is all, what did you say? Was that to get a man?
Well, people, it's not just going to be a man. He's going to send, I think he's going to send a few.
Okay.
To Mars.
Oh, to Mars. Bless you. Okay, so this is my 90s brain when I was a kid, you know, all that sort of fantasy. It's like the fantasy of going to Mars back then. Yes, we were putting probes, but to put a human on Mars itself, I've been hearing that since I was a kid, mate. 30 years, 35 years of it, you know, is that actually going to come to fruition? I think we're more technically advanced than ever before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think if anyone's going to do it, it will be him. It will be Elon, because that's his goal. That's his, you know, he's when you hear some of the stuff he's saying, like about Earth and its resources being, you know, we need a second home, and he's looking for it. They're also eyeing up that one that the James Webb Telescope saw. That they're eyeing up that, and let me see if I can find that one. Nah, it's not 9 years. I know it's about 8 months.
So it says here, okay, I'll just put that question in. How long would it take a human to get to Mars? And this is chat GPT. It's just, say if you think this is correct or not. A time travel in current technology would be 6 to 9 months one way.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought about 8 months. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is 26 months, obviously, there and back, basically. Yeah.
But these guys ain't coming back. These guys are not coming back.
Yeah, but you got to think the time dilation, because obviously time speeds up, isn't it?
Well,
but
time's not really a thing in space. It's our calculations.
There's our calculations, yeah. But it's saying here a faster option is obviously an advanced propulsion system or something that's nuclear. Nuclear thermal propulsion systems, NTPs, or nuclear electronic propulsions. It's on even plasma engines as well, which we'll get to the topic a little bit if we want to talk about that UAP footage at some point.
Yeah. I just want to answer John real quick. I just want to tell you right now, I've always believed what it's proven to be right now. It's an exocomet. It is a comet. Recent pictures now, they have it with its tail, because guess what? It's getting closer to the sun, so it's warming up now. So it's starting to show a tail. But there you go.
I thought Atlas Atlas was pretty much a comet. I did a video on it, a live stream video. But it's funny how the community sort of jump on to the bandwagon and saying this is an extraterrestrial craft on its way to Earth. It's a bit like the 2012 effect. Like I thought it was quite interesting.
Well, I thought I just want to get back to Slim, because he told me to do some research. So I'm just going to get back to Slim. Throw that up. No, that's the wrong one. Where is it? All right, I can't find it, but no, there it is. It keeps on going. All right, Slim. Wasn't Einstein? Didn't he say time is irrelevant, or was he talking about black holes? Now, help me out here.
Right over my head. I'm probably gonna get crap for that.
I just kind of thought about the black hole scenario. Was he referring to that, or was he referring to space? when he said time was irrelevant. Which to me, I took that time doesn't matter. There's no such thing as time and space, but time is really our construct. But who am I? I'm hoping he'll get back. But yes, plasma things. That was the segue because we wanted to have a quick chat about the. My poor cat sneezed.
Oh, that's what it was. I thought that was a bloody noise. Right.
Time, space, continuum. That's some Star Trek stuff, isn't it?
Space time continuum. Oh, mate. Oh, don't, because it'll get people triggered.
There it goes. That was probably me. Sounds like Ali G. I do like Ali G, so I probably got it from Ali G and said, you know what, this man should be Einstein. And then that's where it ends up now. Einstein said this, but I'm sure he said it. I don't know, man. Okay, the weeds hit me now. That's what happens. That's why you see I didn't smoke one J while I was watching that documentary because I wanted to see. But anyway,
see, do you know what? It's nice to see people in chat that's got a sense of humor. The thing is, we like to have a laugh or not take things too seriously, you know.
Well, but do you have any footage of this? I know you guys have probably seen it, but do you have footage of this? Of the while you're looking, I'll just say it's of this. What did they describe it as? A plasma UFO? What did? Oh, did they just describe it as a UFO?
Oh my god! All right. Okay. Let's. Oh, I tell you what. He got that goo thing. Do you want to leave that until after the UAP? I'm going to call it UAP then.
Black Dot, how are you?
Hey,
we got a video we're going to look at of you. It's called the Black Goo. Glue.
Hold on. Okay, let me just bring up the footage of.
So that's it. But you bring that up while you're talking. I'm just going to say we're going to end the moon thing. We've ended that, and it kind of seems that people are I don't think it has changed the non-believers or the conspiracy theories. I don't think that has changed their opinion. Are there any people that came to this that have changed their opinion or views on it? Is there anybody in the chat that did you believe it, and after watching that you just think, yeah, you know what, we didn't go, or the other way? That'd be interesting. And I'll bring it up now. If you guys have not seen this video, where the hell have you been? It's been everywhere. Those photos are taken in the studio. Yes. Are you ready for me to bring it up?
Indeed. Wait for it. Let's do this.
Okay. So now we're talking about the UFO. And when we're saying UFO, remember this, guys. Remember this, and people that are rewatching. UFO means unidentified flying object. It doesn't mean a alien craft, or it could be. But the term UFO stands for something unidentified. Now, they don't know what this is, and, I hope that they gave it some warnings before deciding to shoot 3 missiles at it. But they shot 3 missiles at this thing, and it didn't affect it in the slightest. In fact, it seemed like they enjoyed it because it didn't flash to say thank you. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, that's what I want to call it. You got it. Venom.
Yeah, that's it. Venom. Poplars are your comment, honestly.
Where's Bob's?
Oh dear! Don't say that word, but yeah.
I believe so too. I believe the moon is flat. That's why we can only see one side of it. Sorry. Stop it now. Stop it. I'm joking with you guys.
All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's have a look at this footage. And obviously, I did a live stream on the congressional hearings and the people in chat watched this live when it was released. I do have a few things to talk about, but before we play the video, I'm just going to give my overall aspect. And this is what I said, I think, after the live stream, or before the live stream finished, is that the fact that this footage, as tiresome it is to see infrared, we'll get to that. It's tiresome it is to see these infrared footage. As odd that this is, I would say that this adds more questions than answers. And it's keeping the UFO community on their toes because it is so many different types of explanations for this. And it's going like back and forth. It's like flipping Wimbledon and going back and forth, back and forth. It's a plasma orb. No, it's something else. No, it's this. It's Lockheed Martin. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Speculation, speculation. So anyway, you're not going to get the truth to what this is because we don't really have any sort of fine details of where this footage came from, first of all. I know people have done analysis into this, but it's a strange footage, nevertheless. But let's play it because I'm rambling. I'm on 420. Filmed on the Commodore 24.
What was that thing that hit it at first?
Hellfire rocket.
I thought they fired 3 Hellfire rockets at it.
No, it was just a one.
Oh.
You haven't been paying attention, mate. But basically, this is after it's been hit.
Mr. Knapp, do you have any?
Still going.
Heard about?
It's still going. It's going to replay. Okay. Just keep watching it. See what you think. I'm just going to quickly 420. Yeah, I would agree with Black Dot. The moon is definitely and always been fake and gay.
Oh, so those 3 things behind it, is that the debris?
Yeah, that's the debris after it got hit. Yeah.
This is when it zoomed out. You can still see it traveling. So, Mr. Knapp, do you have you heard about?
Doesn't look like it's falling out of the sky, does it?
No.
That thing just went straight through it. That thing should have blown up when it hit it. I'm like, that's very interesting.
It zoomed out. You can still see it traveling.
Yeah, but all right. If it hit the tail, it would. If it hit the tail, if it's a flying thing, any damage to it would give it a wobble. This thing looks like it's flying still on course.
Yeah, but the thing is with this hidden, if it was a Hellfire missile, I know some of them don't actually explode, but you would have thought basically this would have, boom, look, it just bounces off it.
Well, the thing is as well, the thing is that I noticed, does anybody, do you know about the Hellfire missile? Is it remote control guided?
This is when
or once it locks on its target, it goes for its target?
Yeah, it's guided missile. It's a guided one.
But is it remote control? Because guided missile also means, well, it's locked onto a target, so it's going.
Hold on. Let me Google.
It's laser guided.
Laser guided.
Okay, because when it hits it, if you guys notice, there's kind of like a course diversion. Look at when it hits it, yeah?
Doof.
But there also looks like it was laser guided. Yeah, it could change course, couldn't it? Because as it went in, it looked like it straightened up its course to hit it.
This is when it zoomed out.
Heat-seeking guidance. Heat-seeking guided.
So,
I don't know, man, that's interesting. That's quite interesting.
Have you heard about?
Let's see if that looks like a spinning effect. I'm watching the video. That's why I'm glancing at the chat. See, it curved in to hit it. It corrected itself.
It corrected, yeah. Looks like it, doesn't it?
This is when it's
yeah. What
that seems pretty stable because it hit it. It hit it. Unless I got to see that hit again because I'm thinking, could it have gone underneath it?
You heard about?
It did look like it hit it because you can see the palm. It took it. It took something. Yeah, it took a hit. Took a hit, man.
Yeah, definitely took a hit.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Here, I'm rushing over to try and get it. This is what happens when I get stoned. There you go. It's a good point. Now, when they covered this, did they ask this question?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, when we did the live stream, people in chat did say you have a split screen there. So is this the same footage before or after? We're presuming after because the guy said it.
Yeah, but what they're saying it's not before and after. Well, is it the same thing then? How do we know the second footage is off the first footage?
Because the guy said it. Listen.
This is when it zoomed out, so you can still see it traveling.
So this is what he said, according to this guy. But at the same time, Eric Burleson, which is this guy right here, who received the video, this guy, anomalously. So again, is that Grosh? No, it can't be. It might be actually, not too sure. I just find it very odd that this managed to get leaked out, someone that we don't know.
This is when it zoomed out.
And you cannot tell, a bit like, was it Black Dot or Chillster said, the fact that you don't know whether or not this footage here and that was before and after. But whatever this object is, it took a battering.
It took a hit.
It took a hit. But I would argue, but I would argue, Hidden, is that a Hellfire rocket? This is it. Now, this is what people are saying, that this is a plasma orb. Look, this is the problem with this footage, and I said this on the day it came out. I said the UFO community are going to suck this up like you wouldn't believe. They're going to cream all over this. Okay. They're going to tear this apart, aren't they? Really? Don't worry, I'll be PG-13. No, but in terms of trying to find out what this actually is, and it's fueled more questions and answers.
Well, we have our own thing here, man. We don't have to worry about that. But let's look at this, man. Is there any how you can get to that bit just before the hit and slow it down?
This is when
let's have a look at this, because the reason why I'm not going to go so into plasma, because this isn't plasma energy. So if you're hitting it with another force of energy,
here we go. Check this out.
This went right through it.
I know, did it? Oh, I tell you what, Hidden, I got a better one. This one. No, not that one. Sorry, I got a really good one here. This is the one. This is it. Look.
So what is that debris that came from it? Or is that...
Right. Would you say that looks like a Hellfire? Do you know what? It's cut.
I don't know what a Hellfire, but then again, this is zoomed in and they've tidied it up. But I don't know what a Hellfire missile looks like, and the footage is really, when you look what they show, you get what I'm trying to say? You work with what you got. See, that looks like some sort of, what do you think? Get it there. Forget what everybody else is saying. What do you think?
Okay, first things first. I would have thought the propulsion system for this Hellfire rocket would at least show up on
sorry, mate.
the infrared itself. I thought it would explode on impact. Obviously, with people saying how fast this object was traveling. Some say this missile was too slow, but I find it odd. This is obviously a solid object, but then the pieces that
if it is plasma, but then it does. This is why I want to get back to this. Oh, 1 second. Now you're saying I pulled up your comment. Would that be Kunan? Kunan? Is that Kunan? I hope I'm saying it right. That's how I'm saying it, right? Kunan said a piece fell off. Now that's my question to you then. Not you, Nick, to Kunan, because he seems to know what's going on. Was this a piece of the rocket that flew off, or was it a piece of the object that they hit? Right. Oops, sorry. See, look, I can see why but to me, it looks like it changed form when it got hit, changed shape.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. No, it's plasma. Okay.
How would plasma separate in 3 different forms? I'm just going to play this video out.
That's one of my problems, but maybe that thing hit it hard enough for it to do that.
But the thing is,
the main object changing shape, that would have been where it hit. So maybe it hit it hard enough.
You can actually see. The thing is with AI, look, if you see the objects coming off it.
Yeah.
And you can see there is like
as it's changing mass. That's very interesting.
Yeah, look at that there.
Yeah, they came off of it.
Yeah, look at that there, where my cursor is.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So I thought, let's just go back to
that's you know what me and you must be smoking the same thing, man. Me and you, Kunan, because that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. It hit a water bubble, because that's what it would look like when you hit a water bubble. Parts of it break off.
Yeah, actually a very good point. Sorry, I'm looking at the footage at the moment. Sorry about chat. It happens really quick. Oh, look, it actually changes.
And those three things, yeah, they're following it as well.
Yeah.
Because you would have thought an explosion, it would scatter it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Sure. I don't know whether or not, look, if you see these objects still traveling with the main object here, and it cuts to the screen, how come we don't see it in this video? Or do you see it?
This is when it zoomed out.
That's what it went back. That's why I went back to oh God.
This is when it zoomed out. So you can still see it traveling.
It will look like that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get you. Hold on. I got you. I think. Come on.
Yeah. What happened? I tell you what.
There you go. It will look like that. It will look like that, but it's because it's the military footage. What are they using on this? Is thermals. Is this night vision or thermals?
This is when it's
thermal, isn't it?
So
you actually picking up heat signature for this.
So this thing's hot.
But the thing is, what I don't understand is whoever edited this video has cut out all the intricate information right here. You can see it.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's such a crucial
How often
part.
do they do that? How often? So it's pointless even bringing it up.
This is when
but see, this is where you got a bit more. I wonder if we
traveling.
could see if we could match this. Leave that for another project.
So Mr. Knapp, do you have you heard about?
No, that's a pretty. See, I agree with. I'm going to give him a shout out because he does outstanding work. One of the heroes. If you're ever on Reddit, if you guys use Reddit and look into the UFO stuff,
is when it zoomed out.
Yeah,
he's a guy called Thomas Shelby,
right?
And he does some good work on this, and he's tried to map it.
So, Mr. Knapp, do you have have you heard about?
So yeah, interesting footage.
No, I know, but this thing's moving. The balloons that they fire upon. No, this ain't a balloon, man. That ain't a balloon.
A balloon that would have cut through that like a balloon, and I know the material that they use for the military.
But it's not even that. We got to lay to bed this balloon. If they're saying it's for a military balloon, got to put it to bed because it's not that it would. This thing went straight through it.
Yeah, for sure.
It didn't cut it. It went straight through it, and like we're looking at the footage of this thing moving. This is not a stationary object. This thing seems to be moving at some speed.
Yeah, it's all in us for sure.
It ain't a balloon, man. It ain't a balloon. It ain't a targeting balloon.
Yeah, targeting balloon. Yeah, I would have thought they would have.
I know what you're on about. We call them killer tomatoes.
What would it actually look like? I'm just curious actually.
Just look up killer tomato targeting balloons. But anyways, see that's the big question. Is this the same footage as that? And also the targeting balloons wouldn't give off a heat signature.
Yeah, good point actually. Yeah, you make a good point. The thing is with thermal. With the thermal, guys, people in chat, if I'm just ignorant, I'm pretty sure one person says, or he's probably gone now. Is this actually heat signature? It's got to be if it's thermal, because night vision, that's more light, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Might be wrong on that one, guys.
I should ask Tommy Shelby that one.
Yeah. But nevertheless, this is really intriguing footage. Where it came from, though, this is the other thing. Not too sure. But yeah, it's just weird.
It's an interesting piece of footage, but without a chain of command on this footage, I know you get that as well. I know you guys in the chat get that, but what more can you do? I mean, I like this footage, man. I gotta say, I really like this footage, and I can understand why other channels copied it. Maybe I should have looked a bit more into it. Yeah. I'm with you. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to get this up. There you go. That would be a good place to start.
Yeah,
that would be.
Yeah.
If it was a simple thing. If it was a simple, sorry, I don't mean to cut you, but if it was just a simple thing of them switching cameras, you see, those things don't look. See, when you see that again, those things don't look like debris because they look like they're following it.
Yeah, but it's come off the object. We can see that.
So it's somewhat might be still attached. Do you get what I mean? Some sort of energy is attaching it to it.
So you're saying it's plasma?
I don't know. But I can understand the argument for that. All I'm saying is that does look like to me that does look like a UFO that they did fire upon.
Oh yeah.
And see those things should have disappeared. They should have gone, but they shouldn't be flying in the same direction as them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because when you have a blast, you have things flying in all different objects. Or if it's you can stage a blast so the impact will go in a certain direction. But that shouldn't be following the main object. That shouldn't be following it.
Yeah, but this is the aftermath, and it should be showing up.
It should be.
Maybe
there was a point in there where it absorbed, or we don't know. There's I don't know how to explain this. I wish we could see, because this is actually quite a good piece of footage.
Yeah, for sure.
So if we could see more of the hit.
Sophia, did you say you sent me something? Was it through the email you sent me? Who did the analysis into this?
Sophia ain't here. Did you mean Sonia?
No, Sophia.
No,
she's
I'm
there.
right. What's wrong? What's
fucking talking about, mate? Oh, don't worry.
I need to stop smoking. Hidden, the balloon's not moving much as the drone is, so it's.
Let's have a look.
See that's bad where they cut it there, because I'm kind of like looking at it now, but I don't know. I like this video. I gotta say I like it, and it, it's hard to say. It just, this cut here, that brings in the question: are we looking at the same object as that? We have to take their word on it till, you know what I mean? It's what they're saying. We can't disprove what they're saying, can we? But we can't prove what they're saying neither.
Oh, I tell you what, I've got Sophia's link. Do you mind if I just bring it up quickly, mate? This is a guy that's done an analysis into this, if you won't mind.
I do mind. I don't trust that Sonia.
Yeah, Sonia, I found the email. So yeah, this is Peter Osborne, and he's done analysis into this Hellfire versus Orb. So I think it's just worth having a little gander into.
Okay, I took the impact scene and just did some contrasting, really, and a bit more, but played around with some colour wheels just to see, just sharpen it as much as possible. Oh, sorry, the one on the left is normal, the one on the right is inverted. Watching it go towards it, I did notice there was a lump at the closest point to the missile. I think it's a part of the crosshair.
Yeah, that's John's wife, mate.
A shape does appear from that place. Then we see the particles drop away as if its chunks come off it.
It almost looks like it peels away, doesn't it?
Like I say, this is just a standard sharpening, really. Okay, before I start on this, I'll tell you, I wanted to get some kind of parity, a benchmark, like, between what I was going to do, because it's so abstract from what you're watching with the Senate hearing. So I grabbed George Knapp and I slowed him down and did before and after. It is trained to work on everything else, and that's what I'm concentrating on. That's what I'm focused on. Here we go. This is straight after the impact. I am re-rendering the impact scene because I need to get around the text issue with the crosshairs. And I can't believe these. Look at the shapes coming out. This is form and movement. If you're looking, you see the shapes that the other guys picked out there following through. But the intertwining of these, the movements of the interaction, you can see it almost like fluid-like, the way they sort of draw from each other.
I know, but I'm
And
jealous.
the shapes coming in the background, which we didn't see before. Very sharp, very stylized. This is what it picked out, and it's 2 billion pixels it goes into it. I think that was on ProRes with 120 frames per second, and using a different model. It's a bit faster, this one, actually. But the fluidity is in there, isn't it? I don't, how representational that is, but it's showing there is movement in it. And with these forms coming out. Whilst I was working on this, I was in touch with some subscribers, and Claire and Alistair sent me this information on PBs, which I didn't know anything about. And I don't know if you get my thread here or whatever it is I'm thinking of, but they're quite incredible. It's liquid coated with PTFE, which is a form of plastic, and or polythene, and then controlled with frequency. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, it's T2. And the paper, I've got the Smithsonian Research academic paper developed in South Korea, and abilities. I don't know. It's the frequency thing, the vibration, all those things that have been tying in with the previous orbs we've been looking at, and my fixation with this, and then obviously going into the consciousness thing and stuff.
Flubber,
which all, by the way, leads me into Alan Watts. You need to listen to Alan Watts' lectures on consciousness and why we exist and stuff, because it just blows your mind.
Yeah, I love
anyway,
Alan Watts. Yeah.
Imagine where they can be in 10 years, 50 years, 1,000 years. It's not too much of a leap of the imagination.
Hey, Monkey Silly, dude. How's it going?
We're on to the bit I was really excited about showing you. The first part's brilliant. I mean, I love seeing the forms come out and it change, but the kind of repeat each other and follow the other shape. I know I was a bit close on.
Actually, Bob Lazar, this isn't all my books. I've actually got a bookshelf here. I'm actually going to get a vintage bookshelf so I can have all my books there. So I think we're pretty much the same. I've got more VHS. Don't get jealous, Nick. Come on.
But this is after that, which most people seem to have kind of studied a bit, but not really gone into it. I've found stuff on this it's just amazing. I think of it like we see the orbs when we film them, and I look at the ones that are in the sky. God knows how high up and stuff. And this is close. There's a lot more information in there to pull out. So on these ones that you're seeing at the side, I was moving the slider along, finding points where you could see changes happening. You see it pause. You see it just move around, rotate a bit. So I did the most incredible renders on this. I put it up to, I think it was 7,000. One was 28,000 by 10,000 pixels. I had to crop them right in as tight as I could because of the render time on these. It was overnight, all of them. The last one I did was last night, and it was 12 hours left. I haven't finished it yet, but I have recorded preview that it was showing me while it was rendering, and it's just breathtaking. Remember the lines and forms that were on the dark on the other one? I said remember those because you're going to see it later. This really brings it out, and obviously as I'm rendering for the next one, I'll be rendering the crosshair thing. This should be finished. I'll be able to include it. So I've done a selection of
fridge refill, top-up shop, sorted. Delivery,
you need to get an ad blocker,
even
man.
better.
Growing up British Ghanaian, I wanted to create a brand that supports the African farmers who supply the beauty industry.
Shorts from each of the bits that were most interesting, not when it was zooming away, but when it stopped and changed and was the orb again. And you can see a lot of stuff going on. Okay, here's the first impressions on this. Lower resolution, just seeing where we're going with it, what's happening, and what changes are occurring. That alter the contrast on that a bit. You can see already there's forms coming in there.
I can see I need to light my joint.
Crazy shapes coming. I'm not going to narrate through all this or waffle on. It's subjective. It's up to you. You make your minds up when you're looking at this, but this is what it's found. I went between 3,800 pixels respectively to
I know it is, and it's a flying amoeba.
Progress renders. See the spikes coming up.
I think that's enough now, mate. Yeah.
To be honest with you, look, it's a great software he's using, but the thing is, if with AI, I think now it's sometimes it's going to give like the false illusion of what the actual object is. In fact,
thank you very much for that.
Thank
Sophia.
you. Yeah, thanks for that. It's interesting. Could you remember the footage that came out? Is it Sonia or was it Sophia? Because It's Sophia, isn't it? Sophia. For 29 man. But the thing is, like with AI now, it's sometimes it gives like a false perspective. Oh, it's Sophia. I was right. Yeah, Eden, you're confusing me, mate. I forgot what I was going to say now.
Oh no, you were going on a rant about AI.
Yeah. Basically, you know the Jeremy Corbell footage that came out that had that big circular disc and it came down through the clouds. Yeah, could you remember that?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the only way you could see that was through AI, and what AI did, it gave a false perspective of what this object could be. Really, when you look at it, because the original footage, you couldn't see anything. You couldn't even see the object itself. So what I'm saying is that AI as a tool being used to enhance footage might give off the illusion that it might, and it has. This is it, and I think this is, and this is no disrespect to the video we've shown. I do apologize the name. I'm just gonna Peter.
No. Well, I know Scott C. Warren. We are on a good level. You know, I don't know the man, so I can't say he's a friend, but we have respect for each other. So he won't mind me saying this. He won't mind me saying this. That he took a video. Now I don't know if he did it for shits and giggles, but he was doing a series where he's AI enhancing, using AI to enhance footage of UFO cases. When I say old, I don't mean old. I mean 4 or 5 years back, old. Yeah. And on one of the footage, one of the ones he did it with was a one that we all knew was a blimp. If you looked even closely in a couple of the videos, I don't know why people stopped and filmed it. Maybe it was a joint thing, but there was quite a lot of footage of this. But in one footage, it was so telling you could make out the word Goodyear on it. But you even knew it was a blimp. So what Scott did, God bless him, or he's having a giggle, who goes, and congratulations, Scott, because I know sometimes you tune in to surpassing the 100K mark. Congratulations, man.
Nice.
But anyways, whatever Scott was doing, he put this video through the AI, and the AI showed it as a saucer.
Yes, this is the problem. Yeah, I would agree with someone in the chat. Yeah, drumstick. I think now AI as a useful tool, but now when it's applied to footage, I think now it's going to give a very false perspective of what might just be like a dot in the sky turn into a flying saucer.
That's it, because it only has things that it works on.
Do you know what? That's a good
I'll give you an example about AI, just on looking for searches. Yeah, this is to show you that it only knows what's out there. But you got to ask the right questions. Okay, me and my missus, we were looking for a way of getting rid of slugs. So my missus said, eggshells. Put eggshells by the plants, and well, we said, well, that doesn't work. I can't get my head around why would that work. So my missus first asked AI, and it said that's one of the remedies: crushed eggshells. Right. Now I said my missus looked again, and she saw some obscure paper where they were doing some findings. They were saying because of the shells, exactly what I thought, because of the shell's mucus, it uses the mucus to get over the eggshells unscathed.
Yeah.
But it also said about don't throw salt on them because it's a horrendous way for them to die. It did mention copper. It did say use copper.
Mate, I grow a lot of veg, and I've always had a problem with slugs and snails. The best remedy to do is once you water your garden in the evening, come out at night, and there's two methods. One, if I'm really angry because I've got 600 runner bean plants and I've got like slugs all over it, I just cut them in half with the scissors.
Yeah.
Or
I'm not that cruel.
Or lager, little dishes, they would definitely go into that. But no, I've had egg. I've had yes, Sophia, I know. Crushed eggshells. I've even had copper. I've tried everything, and you just have to do
we just say leave them be. That's the conclusion we came to.
No.
That's your business. That's
I'm
your
triggered.
business. For our little, well, keep that one to yourself, because for our little place. But it wasn't about slugs or garden care. What my point was is that AI is only finding what's out there. What's the top? We still had to look to find out that no eggshells don't work. But it told us eggshells did. So that's what I'm trying to say.
I would say,
and
with the slugs,
gotta get them off of this chip.
But with the slugs, look, if you listen to my perspective, I grow runner beans, everything from scratch, from a seed. It takes weeks, it takes months of everyday care. And then one day you get a bunch of slugs, literally strip everything. So all that time and effort you put in literally goes overnight. It annoys me. So I used to do the thing, but the best humane way is if you get a Tupperware with a bit of salt, get some tweezers and just put them in the Tupperware.
Oh my God. Nah.
I'm just making it worse, am I?
No, but that's for you. That's for you. That's what I'm saying. Every person's, my perspective is different, because we just have some flowers and that's it. And I always believe that everyone's here for everything. So they can do what, as long as they ain't, it ain't really an issue.
For me, it is. Every year. It's always an issue
for you. It is an issue for you, because you're growing big scale. But anyways,
sorry, I'm rambling on.
We're done with that, because I got a couple of things I want to share with you.
Okay, I got a thing to show as well, if you wouldn't mind, to get people's perspective on the footage I caught at night. Just quickly, I'll bring it up now. Okay, so for those who don't know, I got time-lapse videos. I do time-lapse videos every single day. Film the skies 24/7. I think what I caught in the sky the other day was... It's there.
Oh, you have. Sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button.
This is going to be a bit difficult to kind of see, but I want you to pay attention to this area, because you will see these objects, and I think it's just... This is a slowed down version. You see it?
What, the clouds?
No, that. Look. Is that Starlink? Hence, I put that there. Starlink slow. That's a plane.
It could be Starlink.
I think it might be Starlink. But look at that object.
Yeah,
it disappears.
That could be a satellite, isn't it?
No, satellites are fake and gay, mate. But yeah, in terms of this, I think it might be the satellite.
It does look like
the Starlink, isn't it?
That looks like Starlink, because it's following the same path as a train. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. But look,
you said you slowed this down, haven't you?
Yeah, this is slowed down, and I've brightened up the footage a little bit so you can actually have an overall perspective. Yeah, okay, that's fine, Bob. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. You call it Starlink.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's a really recurring thing. It's pretty good, isn't it?
I would love to see Starlink.
Oh, mate, you just got to keep your eyes to the skies, mate.
I know.
So Starlink's in a group of 10 in a line. Okay, Bob. All right, mate. Yeah, I just thought it was quite interesting. But yeah, okay, officially confirmed it's Starlink. But yeah, if you want to see the footage like this, check out Investigate with Nick. I think link might be in description, so you could go check out time lapse. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, okay, we all agree. Say Starlink. I thought it might be anyway, because I've got other footage of it before. But does it necessarily? It goes gappy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. It all depends on the camera. This is again another misidentification, because you can see these things and it's cigar shaped at night, and it does look, because the light, it gives the illusion that it's one solid object.
Yeah, and I think the camera gives the effect. It gives the trail effect as well. So It's I mean, that's a £400 camera. It's not bad, isn't it? You know, and it's been running 24/7, in all bloody weathers. So it's decent footage. But yeah, I think Starlink is on the equation for this one. But I thought it's worth showing anyway. So yeah. So what you got to show, mate? What you got on the cards then?
I'm just pulling it up, but there we go. I just thought this was kind of interesting. Again, have you heard the story about we're going to go over to China? And have you heard that they shot object down?
Yeah, yeah. Bring it up, man. 2 seconds. I'm just gonna grab something. Yeah, bring it up. Let's have a look.
I'm trying, my friend. I'm trying. Hold on. For some reason, this is up. Oops. My God, I hate doing this. All right, so how's everybody doing? I hope you all are good. I hope you all 420'd. Right, we're really running the show late. But anyways, so I don't know if you guys heard about this, but in China now, and in China they managed to shoot a UFO. This is what many people are saying. Here, have I got the video? Wait, oh, see, hold on. I know how to do this now. This is right. There we go. Right. So check out this story. Have I not done it? No. Right. It's not as easy as Nick makes it.
Huh. What are you looking for?
You go. I got it. Right.
Okay.
So check this story out. Here we go.
Thanks, Kaon. Much appreciated. Thank you.
In Shandong province reported witnessing an unusual aerial event on the evening of September 12th. A bright light appeared in the sky, moving swiftly, but loud booms and visible flashes were observed. Videos recorded by locals rapidly spread online, drawing widespread attention. Witness accounts describe an object traveling at high speed along a curved path, followed by another luminous object approaching from a different direction. When the two crossed, a flash and loud explosion occurred, leaving many unsure of what had taken place. Analysts suggest the event may have been a missile interception test, with one projectile serving as a simulated target and the other as an interceptor. Such
exercises are
commonly conducted to test air defense capabilities. Despite this
That's interesting, isn't it?
explanation,
Look at that.
speculation
Listen to
continues.
this.
Some believe it could have been re-entering space debris, while others suggest a drone or even an unidentified object. With no official confirmation provided, the incident remains a source of curiosity and debate.
Huh. That's interesting, isn't it?
In
Yeah.
Shandong province reported witnessing an
Shandong
unusual
province.
aerial event on the evening of September 12th. A bright light appeared in the
Look how
sky,
it hits it.
moving swiftly before two loud booms and visible flashes were
Right,
observed. Video
did they say what was it? A missile? What missile did they use?
They didn't. There's nothing. You were talking about the Chinese government, so probably maybe if this gets any traction, they might answer it. But what I did see, but I don't know if it's truth. I did see when it first came out. When it first came out. Yeah, the story was it was a meteor.
Right.
Because
Like
it came
John
out
was saying,
that
yeah.
it came out that they shut that they were successful in shooting down a meteor. But guys, doesn't it look like it's moving way too slow, except for the one footage when it's flying over the buildings? I think that might be coming up.
Yeah. It looks slow from that angle.
That
There we
one.
go. That one. Yeah.
That one, it looks pretty fast. That looks like a meteor, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? And it's green as well. It's not.
Yeah, you can get green glowing meteors.
Okay,
fair
enough.
It has to do with what they're made up with. Like iron will glow. They will glow a certain color.
Right.
So they can tell. So does anybody know what a green one is made up of? But I don't know. See, that one footage made me sorry, because at first I was like, but when it first came out, they said it was them successfully. They shot down the first meteor.
Right.
Copper grows green.
Okay.
So if it's mainly copper based rock, a piece of rock with copper in it, then it will glow that color.
Yeah, I did hear it. Is a compound. Yeah, Krypton. Weed. That's a good footage. I have to admit, that's good, isn't
it? Yeah, what's your thoughts?
In terms of what came into the screen, I'm looking at the green object that came into over the buildings, basically.
It did look green.
It did look green, didn't it? Yeah. I don't know, mate. It's interesting footage. I have to admit, it's
if it's a rocket test, then that's something standard that not the ordinary person would have seen.
Yeah, but it's over a public area, though. It's over like towns and buildings, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah.
But that's what they did say. The first time I saw that, they did say it was they shot down an asteroid, but I hadn't seen not an asteroid, sorry, a meteor. Right. Breathe. Here we go. The first time I saw that, they said they shot a meteor. And it dwells in that they must have been waiting for one. It's quite interesting because these things come in at such speed for the targeting to hit it. Because like you said, I'm sorry. No, I'm just going to go back to what you said. Like if this was like some sort of missile test and defense, it's done over public. You know what I mean?
Sorry, it's just Bob's comment. Sorry.
I just saw it.
Yeah. I would love to see more footage of this because it looks like it's a built-up area. They shot this object down.
There'll probably be a lot more on X.
Oh, when did this footage come out, Hidden? Is this new?
Yeah, a couple of days ago, I would say.
Okay. I've been staying off Twitter, mate. So I'm new to all this sort of UFO footage at the moment. But that's a good one, isn't it? Yeah, keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Now we bring you to what I got to say. You know what, man? And I'm rubbing my eyes when I say this. But no, the reason why I'm rubbing my eyes, and I rub my forehead, because sometimes it gets kind of frustrating the game that we play. So
yes,
I've got to. I just thought, you know what? I got to show you guys the crap I'm up against. So sometimes it has to be the dumbest shit of the week. And I think I'm going to do the dumbest shit of the fortnight. This is going to be the dumbest shit of the fortnight. And it's no reflection on the channel that's showing it. I mean, no disrespect by this, because I'm not calling you dumb. I'm calling this story dumb. And it's kind of dumb how it's took over. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I understand. Look, we had a little chat before the show, and I think the people in chat understand me and Hidden's views on current day mythology. Sorry, 420 too hard. Current day ufology, I should say. It is entertainment, is a business, and what else am I missing on that one, Hidden? Business, entertainment. We know how the game is played, basically, and we know we're not going to get any disclosure.
Well,
is it a big game, really? We're just like is theater, so to speak.
Well, all I gotta say, is because I look for a certain thing, and sometimes, like you see things and you just think, man, this is crap. But then it takes on a life of its own. But it's entertaining crap. So if I'm gonna be, and I think this is why it's caught the public. I don't know if you guys heard. Now we've got the nickname for this thing, the Venom. Now this is a story.
Okay.
This is a story straight out of Marvel, isn't it?
It is. Oh, actually, Marvel. But if you've been watching the X-Files, the super soldier serum, the black goo, it's pretty much Venom sort of style. So you can trace it back through pop culture. I would agree with Sophia on this one. Pawns on a chessboard, yes. But science evidence fringe is probably not the comment you're saying, but it's also fun. You got to have a bit of fun with it, Don't take it seriously, but nevertheless, there is some sort of spark of there's something going on, So the interest is still there, but I think where we are led for disclosure, it's a massive game at this point.
Are you fed up of spewing the same old rhetoric?
My God!
It's time to have a giggle, man.
Sometimes we got to have a giggle.
So this is why I bring you the dumbest shit off the fortnight.
Go on then.
But this is entertaining, so I'm getting ready to roll up. I hope you guys who've got something left, please, who's gonna have a smoke with me and Nick? You having a smoke, Nick?
Yeah, I just had one, man.
What do you mean you just had one? We having one now, or?
All right, go on then.
Yeah, peer pressure is a bitch. What about you guys, man?
Go on then.
What about? I'm getting rolled up for this because this. I'm telling you, you gotta be 420, because this is some dumbass shit. But trust me, it's okay. It's dumb, but it's fun. Kunan, put it out. Wait for the video to start. We're all gonna fire up, man. We're gonna fire it up.
I think now, if you've been in ufology for a number of years, you kind of understand how the game is played. Really, you're gonna get a lot of BS that comes with the field, the topic, so to speak.
It's fun.
Yeah, sure.
You know what? I did a video. I put it. This is all I'm trying to say. It's you gotta have a giggle. And I know you guys over here been with me for a long time, know that I like to have a giggle. I really enjoy having a giggle. And
yeah.
And that's all it's about, man. Don't take this shit too seriously. Stop it now. Stop it. Just everyone stop, brace yourself, man. Don't take this shit too seriously. Exactly. I asked you, Nick, do you need the government to tell you UFOs are real? No. You just want to know what you just want to know what they got, which I get. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if you already know they ain't gonna tell you anything, don't be disappointed when they don't tell you anything.
This is it.
Does that make sense?
This was like the congressional hearings. It was like, I got a good feeling about this one. I'm like, it's just going to be the same stuff.
Just wait, Chills. Yeah, I mean, I look in these things. I'm glad you covered it, and I will always put my hats off to people who will cover it. But I personally, I don't know.
Yeah, my personal opinion about the whole thing, could you say is a distraction?
Oh my God!
But one would argue you can point at anything as a distraction, isn't it? Anything that's been going on, especially what's been going on past couple of weeks. Do you know what I mean?
You know what? This is what I'm going to say. This is how I feel with this. What's going on with the government? Yeah, they've got a lot of information. They do have a lot of information. They have been studying this phenomena. All right, they were open about it from the 50s. So if they were open about it from the 50s, they probably were studying it when they got organized. So whenever the first alphabet group appeared, That was probably when they first started looking into this phenomena. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can guarantee you all those decades of investigation, they've got something.
Because I said that, I said that before we went live. I said, out of the 80 years of investigation, I mean, you're telling me that all the countries around the world haven't looked into UFOs? I mean, just America alone, you know, all the way back to Foo Fighters in World War II. In that 80 years to 90 years, you're telling me that they haven't investigated it, haven't got the best footage. And this is what I said about the new UFO footage that was released. I says, is that the best they can do? Come on, guys. They're literally, that footage was put out to keep the people on their toes, keep the UFO community on, keep it going, keep the game going. Like Sophia says, it's like a game of chess, just like a game of chess.
But you see, if you can see the game of chess, then should you not choose not to play that game of chess?
Exactly.
That's how I see it. But
sorry,
cover it, because I did tell you something, and I do think I might not see it in my lifetime, but you may see it in yours, that they will come out with it. But I'm telling you, and if I'm saying I'm not going to see it in my lifetime, yeah, and I 100% believe that my eyes won't see real hardcore, like they're going to roll something out on the stage and say, look, this is what we got.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't want to see pictures and crap, man.
No, we need the
but
evidence.
That won't happen. You'll probably be my age when that happens, man.
Eversaur says there's a Brazilian UFO hearing yesterday. Mate, I've been off Twitter X for the past week, so I haven't caught up on anything ufology wise up to date. But I'll go check it out, man.
I gotta go.
You didn't?
Oops. I need the restroom.
Oh, you need a restroom. Okay, I thought you were gonna leave me to me and device. Yeah. So I'm just looking through chat whilst we prepare ourselves for the black goo. The thing is with the black goo, right? You can trace it back through like pop culture. In fact, there's a guy. Should I say his name? Max Spear. Have you heard of that guy, Max Spear? Was a super soldier and was infected by this black goo, which is pretty much from a flipping comic book movie. Venom, isn't it, when you look at it? So I find a lot of these tropes seems to be added on to ufology. I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of black goo, but I know I can trace it back through pop culture for sure. We're on season 5 or 6 of X-Files, and I know it's going to get into the point where it gets to like season 7 and 8 where it tends to like drop off a little bit. But yeah, Max Spear it does sound like a porno name at Science Evidence Fringe. It does actually. Oh my god, how are you going to say your name? I forgot your say your name, mate.
Sorry, mate. I'm pressing the wrong buttons.
Kaon, sorry, mate. Yeah, so Kaon saying black goo is alien AI. I'll do more research into that. But you will find people in ufology will pick up that trope and just. I mean, Max Spear was pretty much fake anyway. He's a bit of a drug addict, but nevertheless, the black goo can be.
Well, they did find. They did find. Didn't they find black goo all around his mouth?
That apparently, allegedly. Trust me, I asked. I'm not going to say his name is, but he was on Stephen Campion's show, Truth Seekers, and I sat next to this person at a restaurant, and I asked him very poignant questions about Max Spear, and he was best friends with Max Spear all the way into his death. And I said, was he a drug addict? And he was like, yeah, he was taking drugs, like the hardcore stuff. So it was an overdose, mate. It wasn't. But the thing is, you get people in the conspiracy movement saying, no, he was he had black goo and he was in a super soldier and all that. It's just like wacky claims, not a lot of evidence, hardly any evidence. If you want any further proof of that, wacky claims and fake people, just check out Max Spear's girlfriend, Sarah R. Adams. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, are you rolled up? Are you guys? Are we ready to go? Because we're gonna drop you some lyrics now. This by any note, I have to do the claim. Oh, fuck. I have to do the disclaimer.
Okay.
I have to do the disclaimer, and with the disclaimer, it means that by no means am I poking fun at the channel. I am poking fun at the video. This guy, he does some great work. So this is not a slight at his channel by any means. Okay.
Okay, no worries.
I just want him to know that, just in case his fans tell him that I did this. I want him to know that, again, I'm not having a stab at you, brother, because I would never do that. This is coming out from UFO Mania. The truth is out there, but not in this video. Right. Let's okay. Because he has a really terrible intro. No disrespect, but it is terrible.
Dude, come on.
Crashed in Panama.
It's great.
This TikToker, Kin Panama, documented this. First off, I want to say thanks to Kin for giving us the opportunity to see this firsthand and documenting it so clearly. This man has a well-standing profile. He posts about normal things for years, and all of a sudden starts posting this footage. I don't have any reason to believe it's AI. What started to grow off of this meteor had life reactions to it, or has life reactions to it. It moves. It's not feeding off anything. It's not getting air. He's kept it in the dark for the most part. He has put it out in the sun. Doesn't seem to affect it. The crash site here is what's really got my attention. It glows phosphorescently or luminescently rather around the site, which is interesting because we find all this luminescent and phosphorescent stuff out of Mexico. And, it's not something that's common in our world. So it's very interesting to see it in this fashion with no blacklight stimulation whatsoever. I would be curious to see what a blacklight would do to this area for sure.
Is it?
So as he continued, every day posting the progress of what this thing's doing, he's posted, dozens of videos. I think there's close to 20 videos of this. I'm posting some here to bring awareness to this, to try to get people to go to TikTok and follow this man, to keep up with this. A lot of people reached out to him and asked for, biological samples so they could put it into the lab and see what the heck we're dealing with. The curiosity is very high on this. However, I feel that the danger is also very high if that's the case. He thought it was a plant to begin with. And here we are, as it continues to grow and he continues to post it, they're starting to call it venom. It looks like a black something, black goo of some form, but it's got definite life form. It moves and it was just staying on the meteor and flexing its tentacles and things of that nature for many days.
I'd be so tempted to touch
started
it
to take samples
just to be the
for
venom.
Scientists. He had the bravery to go in and start cutting these things and creating these samples.
See,
in these
more
jars,
venoms.
which seem to still have life form. They could be like clones. They may regrow or regenerate. The fact that it's not eating and provides such a life form is very interesting. When the meteor came out, before anything was growing off of it, he had a plant on his desk and it literally killed the leaf that it touched and or that it was close to. And so he did multiple other tests and showed us that this thing just literally will eat the biological material and burn it up. So as you can see, this thing continues to grow, and this is after he's taken samples off of it. Quite bizarre. I really am speechless. However, doing the work that I do, I know there's a lot of disclosure issues You can see it with our congressional hearings. You can see it with the Nazca mummies finally making it to certain mainstream profiles like Jesse Michaels and Joe Rogan. People are starting to take the Nazca mummies more seriously. I don't know how to even take this. The fact he's touching this with his hand here, it creeps me out, to be honest. I mean, this needs to be in a very secure area. This could be an invasive species.
He's just contaminated.
You know, scientists have predicted that certain octopus and life forms on Earth, they just showed up here one day. They feel that they may have came by meteor or asteroid, which in this case, I mean, it's it is what it is. You can see the thing has separated itself from the meteor. It is now a functional life form. Still seems to be gripping onto it, but has detached itself also. So I don't know if the ambient radiation, gamma rays, electromagnetic frequencies, whatever this thing's producing that killed the plants, could be feeding the life form here. I'll be anxious to see what the scientists come up with that he's shipping it to. I pray for all of their safety. I pray for our safety on this, as it could be an invasive species that we are unaware of. And he may have just cloned it dozens of times and sent it all over the world, making it, you know, potentially something that could cause us a threat. Seeing how fast it grows, the fact it got off of the tray in the safe, closed in there, moved the glass lid off of there, and moving the meteor around. It's obviously got some strength already, which is insane to me. So I highly recommend that you go follow this account, Kin Panama, and tell him thank you for at least giving us the opportunity to try to understand this. I feel it's a huge warning to us all, considering we've been seeing the things that we've been seeing with drones and UAPs, or whatever you want to call these flying orbs and different things over the White House, over assassination attempts all over the place. China, Russia, Bolivia, Colombia. I see it everywhere. Mexico for sure. You know, and obviously we see depictions of a lot of this stuff on the pieces from Mexico. Not this specifically, though. This one here definitely takes the cake, and I'll keep up on it as well, because there's not really any Instagram coverage of it. And
pretty much felt, yeah.
We'll go from there. Say a prayer for this man and for us as a society, because this thing looks like the real deal. Till next time.
Right, first
en menos de 72 horas ha crecido bastante. Si me preguntan cómo huele, huele a quemado y cada vez huele más fuerte. El olor, lo que más parece es como un olor a quemado.
The army would be on this guy's ass
Todavía
instantly.
las autoridades competentes no se han presentado. Voy a tener que cambiar el recipiente donde está.
That's why I do like this guy, UFO Mania, because he does give you all the videos now, so we're going to be looking without the talking, but we still got the gay music. I know it's not going to be copyright. He's going to, because this is YouTube music. I know the music he uses.
Para los que me han escrito que quieren comprármelo, no está a la venta. Estoy esperando a las personas correspondientes para que le hagan su estudio. Estoy tratando de buscar los contactos o los contactos que me localicen.
What do you think, Nick?
Hoy voy a llevármelo. No voy a estar en la casa.
This should be massive news. Why hasn't the army came in already? If this will be a threat to national security, potentially a new pandemic. I mean, come on here. We're dealing with an alien life form. We don't know what bacteria is going to be bloody spreading. But you make a very good point, mate. The fact that you do have people that just want to make content and will do anything to get clicks, likes, and views. But this is pretty good, I have to admit. It's quite impressive. Yeah, I would agree, Sophia. Yeah.
I don't. And I'll tell you why, because TikTok's such a big platform that people are posting over there. So again, if it's their video, checkable source. No, Panama.
Oh, Panama.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, nice to see you, 12 feet tall. Nice to see you.
I just think it's a bizarre story. I'm liking it though. The more I'm seeing this, I'm liking it. Yeah. Poke it with a pen. Was that Tweezer's message?
Just out of curiosity, how many views did this?
I don't know.
Video
Oh, from him.
Yeah.
I think he's pushing about 48,000. But he ain't the only one. Our friends at Third Phase did a 2-parter, so
On this, really?
yeah.
So what did they say then?
To be honest, I don't know. Like
exactly 12 feet tall. Before you came in, I did mention about the black goo in the X-Files. It's the same thing. Even throughout pop culture, it's nothing new.
I gotta turn the music down. Sorry. Is this music gonna stop, man? Music's awful. What are we watching here? Oh, this bit.
Eso es lo que me preocupa. Y se desprende la piedra, ya quedaría totalmente solito. Ya individual, pues, como. Ya lo voy a quitar aquí porque ve que se está moviendo como cada vez más. Y yo me parece que hasta puede estar creciendo ahorita mismo.
I don't know, mate. It looks something I won't want to touch or put my face near it.
No son los que están aquí.
Let alone in a bloody kitchen.
No son los que están aquí.
Get off the countertop, for Christ's sake.
What is it saying? Something about how it reacts to light? That's it. You should be frying that up, man. Ooh. Oh, come on, man. Stop going live, bro. We don't care.
Baby.
I'd be throwing one of my dogs at it. Yeah, pick up that little one. Nah, throw the big one. He eats more.
Yo nunca había hecho live.
I don't know. Do you reckon this could be some sort of art project? And this guy just put it on TikTok just to see how many views he can get. Because look, someone would be on this guy's ass by now.
A veces me engaña. Yo pienso que es como un músico. Cuando nació, yo pensé que era como un tipo de.
I don't know if he hasn't been getting any views. Definitely someone's going to be looking at it. Is this guy still going live? Oh, it's done. Thank you again, UFO Mania. And again, he should be clouting his sources, but he might have it in the description box. Oh, okay. I'm there trying to press on this screen.
Oh there God, no.
Let's see.
Is that someone Kelly? She's a proper MILF, I'm gonna be honest with you.
All right, let's see. 47K.
Megan Kelly, that's it. Hot as sorry, mate, carry on.
Yeah, so that's it.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's it.
So,
is that a story we should keep an eye on, see what happens?
Yeah, for sure. We'll keep an eye on the black goo. I'll do a bit of research into the black goo, the real story, and we'll pick up next time on this show. We'll see. Further installments. but it'll be all over the internet anyway. So it's not like you can get away with this sort of stuff. But yeah, I just probably think it's most likely. Look, I'm not denying black goo. However, you can trace it back through pop culture, X-Files, comic books, way before it became, to do with super soldiers. So you got to take that in consideration. Welcome to ufology.
No. Super soldiers. Man. I just gotta say, you guys out there serving in the armed forces, you're all super soldiers to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think that's it. We've had fun. Moon landing, fake or real? What do you guys think? 50-50?
Yeah.
See, I can't go 50-50. See, my nagging thing about the moon landing is the Van Allen.
And the fake photographs.
I'm not so bothered about that.
I'm bothered by that.
Because we know they do it. We knew they did. I was glad that he brought that up because I knew that they did it with Mars. They are doing it with Mars. Not that they did it. They still are doing it with Mars.
Okay.
So you know that just on the gaseous, you know that on just Mars's atmosphere, what it's made from, what color it should be with light shining through those gases. You just know that. Which it's not like it's speculative. It's known. If this is what you're saying Mars is made of, then it's not red. It's more a grayish color.
Yeah, I know the sky's blue, isn't it?
I believe so.
On Mars. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. But the NASA, once again, are producing photographs of the sky being red.
Well,
which is not.
There's see, the thing is also, I'm not trying to say let's play devil's advocate here on with this one. Sometimes what they do is they take there's storms on Mars, and there's dust storms. This is the whole bizarre thing. There's things. The only reason why I brought up Mars and didn't want to go into photographs, the thing with Mars is I'm 90% sure we're there. I have a niggling doubt that we're not on Mars because of the gopher picture. If it wasn't for, you got it, Devon's Island. All right. Do you know about this picture that was taken on Mars of this rodent?
No, I know the face on Mars.
No.
Okay.
That's a different thing. That goes. But anyways, yeah, they had a photograph from rover and a rock, and there's clearly what is a rodent. What later people discovered was a gopher. Now, here's where this gets really weird, or not weird, but really crazy. Is where NASA trains for they do their training for the rover was a place in Canada called Devon Island. Yeah, that's where they do. This is known. This ain't like cover it up. This is known. This is where they do all their training. Now, this gopher that was photographed by the Mars rover on Mars, not only is it identified of a gopher, but it was identified as the Devon gopher. This gopher only belongs on Devon Island. It's not found anywhere on Earth but Devon Island, where where they trained they put the rovers through its run at Devon Island.
So the photographs are from that place.
Well, explain that one to me. Why you got pictures of that one I can't wrap my head around.
One aspect, and this is not a very popular aspect, is that you will find with this community, it goes with any sort of community really, that you will get pockets of information that's put out there to keep the certain community on their toes. it's a bit like how can I explain this? It's a bit like Operation Mockingbird sort of story, if that makes sense. Does anyone chat know what I'm talking about? When in terms of, you will get people in certain communities, any sort of community will push disinformation out there to keep the community on their toes. And whether or not
why that? That's it, this photograph is clearly it is from NASA. It's from NASA itself.
Good point. Why fake news? This is in one aspect, it's to keep the community on their toes. Basically, it's they need. Oh God, I'm 420 too hard, man. I'm trying. I know what I want to talk about. I can't explain it. But I understand your aspect. QAnon. Oh my God, sorry. K-on. Sorry, I said the word wrong. I'm so sorry. But basically, yeah, why are they pushing out fake news? And I think, again, it goes down to the word distraction, isn't it?
But why do you call it fake news? It was lumbered in with a whole lot of Mars photographs. If it wasn't for keen observers to start looking into this, it wouldn't have been discovered. They didn't put it out. It has a trail. This story has a trail. Everything I've told you is actual facts. They do train. You can look this up. Devin's Arm. I'm not saying now, but if you want to look this up, because I know you guys in the chat know what I'm saying. I don't think it's all political.
Sorry, Saggy Paul's comment. I am not going to explain anything. I am not in the mindset. Yeah, quite right.
No, but that has always been my bugbear. Is that Devon Gopher photograph? How? You know what I mean? How?
How do you spell it? Devon. Is it Devon?
Yeah, Devon, Ireland. It's in Canada. Well, it's off the coast of Canada. It's one of these islands.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Oh, mate, I don't know. I think they have been faking photographs for many, many years, in my opinion.
Well, NASA's openly admitted that they CGI. So they obviously, if they've been CGIing, because like they came out and said, look, the Earth isn't the shape it is, and this is where other people hang on to. But what they mean is it's not round. It's like more egg-shaped.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? It's not perfect. It's not a perfect sphere. Like what they show us, it's not. But they do that for make it appeasing. They openly said this. This is not me putting words in their mouth. This is what they say. They have they have a team. They have a team to just do these photos. So
sure. It's the same, in fact, for Keon says the space station. Some really strange stuff that does not make sense. So the whole aspect, but you understand like that point of view, that the fact is why people don't trust NASA in terms of not trusting they went to the moon. Do you understand? You know, it's just people like me has just lost trust in institutions. You know, big. You know, do you understand? It comes with the territory when we're dealing with the source.
I couldn't believe, because I remember the first time I heard about when they came out and said they lost it's been lost. They recorded over it. I couldn't comprehend what I just heard. And like I expressed today, it's not true. But it's the greatest achievement of mankind to leave this earth and step foot on another plane.
That footage should have been put into like a safe, like,
you know what I mean? Guy's got venom. That guy's got venom in the safe. You know what I'm saying? Even he's smarter than NASA. He's got an alien life form, and he's got that in the safe. and we couldn't put the information that had the first man to go on moon. We couldn't safeguard that. It doesn't. Either they're lying or they're stupid. Which one do you want to take on this?
Lion with a big capital L, my friend. So yeah, look, it's going to be one of those conspiracies that is going to be debated till the test of time, until humans leave this planet. Whether or not we went to the moon or not, you're going to get your demographics, like me, like Hidden, like people in chat. But it's all good. It was fun to have a debate, except for that one person being a complete dick. But anyway, we're here to have fun, and yeah, that is our very lackluster research into the fake moon landings.
I don't think it was lackluster. I thought it was very entertaining. No, see,
Yeah.
I beg to differ because I just think if somebody's done the work, ain't you allowed to show their work and enjoy what they've done? Because
because it's basically me doing what AJ did, but putting it into a presentation form. Really, and I think it's more. Yeah, but the thing's more. It's AJ, so it's more. He explains it better than I do.
But why not? You want to chill out, man. You're a busy man. You got a few things. You got many pies juggling it. I like to chill out and just watch some videos too. I know the guys out there. They enjoyed watching some videos.
Yeah,
we don't have to get politicized. We can come here and just. It's me and you. Give your thoughts. Don't let me know what Twitter's telling you or this or what you think on looking on what we've seen.
Interesting.
I mean, we watched some cool stuff.
But I would say this: knowing how conspiracy theories are spun these days as truth movement, I'm very, very skeptical. It seems likely that we did go to the moon. It's just with conspiracies theorists, no disrespect, you're pointing at things saying that don't make sense. So they latch onto a very small bit, even though it can be debunked, they still latch onto it and then they find something else. It's connecting the dots. And this is a very, very common thing.
I think what would squash it for a lot of people if we could see how they got through the radiation belt.
Yeah. This is with aluminium foil, which I wrap my bloody sandwiches in. So, but yeah,
I don't even think AJ in his presentation of this touched on how they got past. He explained it being there, but he didn't say how they got through it. How it was explained.
Ask Katy Perry. Yeah.
I don't get that reference. I don't get that reference. Tell me, is it? Oh, never mind. Forget about.
But nevertheless, yeah, good fun episode.
So your thoughts on that? Your thoughts on
Okay, right. So overall perspective, I would say, I believe 75% we went to the moon, and the rest, whatever that percentage is, I'm too stoned for that, is that we didn't go. So I'm leaning towards that we did go. But moving on, but in terms of the footage that was released to the public in the congressional hearings, I believe that was pretty much done to keep the people on their toes, get the UFO community riled up like they always do, always arguing, no, it's a plasma orbit, Lockheed Martin is this, is that. Just what they want you to do. And to be honest with you, as strange that it is, you're telling me in 80 years they haven't got a better footage of this, not even infrared footage, something that's crystal clear footage. This is the army, for Christ's sake. I'm kind of sick of this footage now, to be honest. This infrared, it doesn't really prove anything. And what this footage has done, once again, is put more questions than answers. The black goo thing is fake as fuck. Sorry.
I don't know, man. All I know
Don't
is
leave me. I don't know, man. Come on, what is it?
No, well, I think it's what I talked to you about before when I said they have the good stuff.
They do. But
they have a lot of shit stuff as well. So let's get the shit stuff out of the way before I'm gonna rock your boat.
Do you think it's coming now? A question for you. Last question. Do you think it's coming? Slow drip disclosure, catastrophic disclosure.
The thing is, the thing is, I won't let that even live in my head because I really don't care. I'll be interested. I'll be interested when it's shown if I'm around, like I said.
Sure.
But other than that, I'm not interested. I'm not. I'm really not interested, man. Because I'd rather watch what. And I know, and I feel bad. I got to get back to some people because I've had some emails or footage, and I've just been very lazy. Please believe me. And that's being honest. I would say I was busy or shit like that, but I've been really lazy, and I haven't got back to you guys. But I like to see what you guys are filming, what you guys are seeing. You know what I mean? And I don't care. I just hope you can take it if I give my opinion on it. But you know, every now and again, I do get sent a whammy. So
for sure.
So that's all I can say on that question of yours. I won't let that live rent free. Trying to ponder when it will happen. I'd rather think, well, when it happens, then I'll be interested. And other than that, let's get on with the job at hand.
Absolutely.
Spot on. But then now I wanted to ask you, what did you think about the Chinese footage?
I want more information on this and more footage. It's interesting, but it most likely could be a meteorite due to the color. It is giving off a trail. It was shining green. I know I have seen meteorites like that, but it looked quite crystal clear. Wouldn't really make any sense why they would do an experiment over a public area without informing the public. Remember the Pentuck incident?
Maybe they didn't have time to inform them.
Sure, but we need more footage, more information would be good. But it's good. It's good footage. Yeah.
Even I think if it's what I first heard about the meteor, then I think that's impressive that they targeted, locked on a meteor, and was able to fire a missile at it and hit it.
Yeah. So you could say if we did have an asteroid or comet hitting this Earth, I think we're in safe hands that they could blow it up easily.
Well, yeah,
it'll break off into thousands of pieces.
They'd have to hit it pretty hard because those big pieces could cause more of a problem.
Yeah,
it could cause a wider frame of hitting.
Sure. But it could all burn up in the atmosphere. So
hopefully, if they spread it wide enough. Now, the black goo. What do you think, man? Real or fake? What do you think? What's your thoughts?
My thoughts is that this is the fakest, most gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. Fair play for UFO Mania for providing the videos. But once again, no, I'm not buying it. The army would have been on this guy's ass immediately.
Well, I will, because I did turn to my missus today and I said, I gotta fix up now. I gotta get back on the game. I'm missing the game. That's the truth. I'm missing playing the game. So got to get back on it.
Kaon says it's real. So, but we'll see. Well, I'll keep an eye on it anyway. We'll pop. I'm pretty sure there'll be more videos to come anyway. So I'll keep my eye on it.
I'm liking it, man. I'm liking it. If one thing, I did tell you about the Russian dude, and it's got the same vibes of the Russian dude.
Yeah. I understand.
At least, but it's more PG friendly. You know what I mean? Because the Russian guy was pushing it to an 18.
Yeah. It's but yeah, I mean, further developments will come forward. I'm pretty sure. I'll keep an eye on it. So yeah, I'm 50-50 on this one. But again, knowing the backtrack record of ufology, I think people can fake stuff just to sort of to see where the traction goes. Could be an art project or could be a real thing. Who knows? It'd be good if it's the real thing, but I wouldn't be touching it with my fingers unless you want to be turned into Venom, which would be pretty.
That would be pretty awesome. Yes.
Yeah, but you ended up killing people and biting people's heads off.
But if you could train it like Brock in the movie, only the bad guys.
Sure.
We love Dexter because he only kills people that evade justice.
I guess so, mate. Yeah.
So I would think it would be cool to be Venom, man.
Flying all over the place, yeah.
But unfortunately, I can't because I have a family, and I wouldn't want Venom to eat them.
I'm going to be honest with you, Hidden. I 420'd hard, and I really want to go to bed. I'm really tired.
That's it. Well, yeah. Well, I was just rounding it up to the ends because that's everything that we showed now.
Yeah, yeah. Ups and downs and all arounds. That is pretty much sums up this show, actually. So yeah, actually more ups than down. I'm 420'd hard, man. I'm tired. I want no nights. But yeah, pleasure. But no pleasure as always, guys. Thanks to everyone in chat. Is much appreciated. And come check me out come check me out on Friday on Alien Addict at 9 o'clock.
What you're going to be talking about? Oh, sorry.
Guess. Do the hand move, the gesture, because it's actually Phil Schneider. Yes, we're going back to Phil Schneider, the strong hand, the Hanson himself. Yeah, so come check me out on Friday at 9 o'clock on Alien Addict. We'll be talking about Phil Schneider again.
He is a pretty interesting character, though.
It is interesting character, yeah. But we'll go into the full shebang on that. So, but it's a pleasure as always, guys. Yeah, thank you so much, and for the newcomers as well in chat, it's much appreciated. And please like that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time.
Oh, don't bother to like us. In fact, I'm begging you, don't. In fact, if you're subscribed, unsubscribe.
I promise no Ross Coulthard. Don't worry, so fine. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, pleasure as always, Hidden. Pleasure as always.
Right. No, the pleasure's all mine. It's been a great show. Enjoyed it. So thank you. I will tomorrow put in links to the show, the footage we shown, so you can see them. I'm not going to do them tonight, but tomorrow I shall do them at some point. So that's it, and there's pretty much not much more to say than be cool to one another. That's all. So have a good night. Catch you on the flip side.
Peace, y'all. See you soon. Peace, y'all. What the hell am I talking about? Yeah, have a good one. See you soon. I'm rambling. Just hit.
For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, and nothing concealed that will not be known and illuminated. Stay blessed and keep safe. This is the hidden underbelly. blessed and keep safe.